stream up myself.
And rather typically, I think, having having removed the chat box this week, the chat bar has started working again.
Oh god. Can you put it back in on the fly?
I
Or?
think I can. Let me see if I can add this back in. Oh, it's alright because all I did was actually hide the chat box, didn't actually remove it. So
Awesome.
this time the
Fingers
chat box
crossed.
should be working. So we have chat box now again. Look, the production is only going up. We're only increasing.
By itself, without any input, production is going up.
It fixed itself. It
So
completely fixed itself.
what prizes have you got available for today?
So we still have key rings. So this week we still have more key rings. So we need to come up with a way of deciding.
This is another chance for me to get mine.
It is another chance for you to get
Haven't
yours.
managed yet. Gonna get my ass in gear today. Get my my keyring. Have you thought about what you're gonna use as the trigger for the competition yet?
I haven't thought about that, but I have just been told by my charming lady girlfriend has said that we're going to do even more giveaways so that we can encourage people to get me to affiliate. Because
I saw that, yeah.
Because
Awesome, mate.
because my stats are okay to get to affiliate. I just need the followers now. So we just need people to subscribe to the Twitch channel, and then we have then I'll be able to get affiliate, which means custom emotes, and this is going to be the giveaway for it. So I'm not sure about the triggers for the little key rings, but Dobby has just volunteered to, when we get to 50 subscribers, which is what we need to get to for affiliate, Dobby will do a whole, like a full bead thing of someone's favourite character, and which I can give away for them to win.
Oh wow!
So you can have.
Awesome.
Pardon?
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds freaking fantastic.
Yeah, it'll be framed. It'll be completely framed, and it'll be fully made up. You can choose whichever character you like, and Dobby will do it. So yeah, if we get to 50 followers and we get to affiliate, I'll draw a random name. So one person will get their character. Well, you know what? I'll do it in three places. We'll do first place. We'll get to decide the emote for the custom emote that I'll get. Second place will get the little character head, and then third place will get a little tiddly, or like I'll pick 5 people for third place to get little key rings to send out. So there you go.
Oh man.
So there is prizes galore. That's 3 separate prizes you can win, just for watching some Dota. There you go.
Awesome.
And as far as
I've just got the stream up, and it doesn't look like the chat box is working.
has anyone put anything in the chat yet? That's the important question.
Steve's just put something up, and it's wow, a red box, but it is 2 minutes behind. So
Okay, so we'll see very soon.
2 minutes time, we can see if it's working. Yeah, for some reason I was like, oh, there's nothing there, and I assumed it wasn't anything. But of course, could update.
Well, if it doesn't pop up there, I'll hide the chat box again. But we might have a bit of luck this week, and the chat box might work.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
And not only that,
So this week, it's 2 games for Trent again?
yeah, 2 best of ones this week, and basically, if they win both of them, they're guaranteed to make the challenger brackets. The way it works, there's 3 like separate brackets, and then the Swiss League.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not quite sure because the diagram there is a diagram that shows how it works. I'd put it on screen, but it's way too confusing to understand. But basically, the top 12 teams now are already decided. They are the challenger bracket, or they're the champion bracket. Sorry, so they'll be playing best of 3s tonight.
Okay.
So they're already decided. They're not going to do an official stream for that. But basically, the 4 teams that lose in the first week for that bracket will drop down into the challenger bracket. So that's the highest 12 teams that finish in after this week go into this challenger bracket, plus the 4 teams that have dropped out of the championship bracket. So the top 12 teams and those 4 that have dropped out, they form up the challenger bracket. So that's 16 teams to play like in a knockout league. Everyone else goes into the Swiss, and then it's just highest finish. So basically, you can finish 28. So the highest finish you can get if you're in the Swiss would be 29th. But if Trent can win at least one game this week, they could finish as high as 13th. If they win both games, they're guaranteed to finish at least 28th.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive ending. Top 13 in Britain. I mean, that's nothing to sniff at. That's
Definitely
seriously
not. and considering how well they've done in tournaments before, this is like it's a huge upturn for them. So
Huge step up, yeah.
it's a big change.
No, it looks like the chat box isn't working.
Chat box is not working.
So sad.
Sad reacts only. Well, I will hide the chat box again. And
yeah, get some baby rage.
there was me hoping that the production value had gone up, but you know, after try and see if I can fix it again.
Oh god, there are so many Twitch emotes now, like integrated emotes. I remember when it used to be like half a page.
Yeah, there used to be so few,
God.
and now there's just hundreds.
What the hell are half of these? Oh my god.
Rip.
Why is there
shiny
like
new red chat box.
PSJ Sugar, Taken RG, Squid?
Sometimes you just need to emote constantly.
Yeah, you know. You know what? I was really lucky the other day. Because they brought out like donating more subscribers than just your own subscription. So like donating to people multiple subscribers, and they're just thrown into the chat at random, and like random plebs are transformed into subscribers.
Oh right.
I've gotten like subscribers for like 2 channels. I've just been like watching in the background. I've been so freaking lucky.
That's really lucky.
It's insane. So yeah.
Right,
Been,
just looking to see. I think
blessed by RNG.
so.
Hoped.
It looks like they've got Sheffield this week in the first round of the knockout, who are 4-2 record as well. So they're same as Trent. Their form's exactly the same as Trent's been. So they won one, lost one first week, won one, lost one second week, and then 1-2 last week to late surge into the challenger bracket.
Could be a good game then.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like we've got 2 relatively formed teams. So
yeah, with the number of teams playing in this tournament, you'll find that the quality of the teams goes up dramatically as the season goes on. Because I mean, you're cutting down 20, 30 teams, and you're really isolating the good ones.
Yeah, so these top brackets will be really good games.
Yeah, because they're just playing against the top 36. You were saying.
Yeah, so this will be. So you've got to have finished at least 4-2 to be in this challenger area that Trent are sat in at the minute. So they're in. I think there's still like 15 or so teams that finished that well. So all of these teams are going to be trying to get into this challenger bracket. So, but yeah, so that means they're in the top. Yeah, they're currently in the top 30 basically. So, yeah, anything could happen from here. Like you say, once you're past the bottom, or once you're past like the top 30 teams, then all of these teams are going to know what they're doing. So, we're in for good Dota, hopefully.
Hopefully, I'm sure we are. They pulled out last week 2 games with the same they pulled out last week, and the game they won the week before, they pulled out this like really weird like last pick Medusa, which we weren't too sure of, but they seem to have pulled it off alright when it came down to it.
Yeah, I really thought the Medusa wasn't the right pick, and it's not often I'll say that because I absolutely love playing Medusa. But
yeah, I mean, you know how much I love Medusa. It's it's a meme.
Yeah, it is quite literal. I mean, if I was going to be the one winning that emote, it would be me picking Medusa that would be the little, and then and it would have to be like the dots. I like the Medusa here, and then dots again to get the emote up. That would be it.
Oh man.
Either my street is exploding or someone's having a fireworks party.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're probably going to expect that from my end as well. It's going to be a lot of fireworks tonight.
I mean, someone did get shot in Nottingham like this weekend, so it could just be that. But
oh jeez, mate.
But I think it's just fireworks.
Man.
Yeah, pretty
brutal.
brutal.
That in my end too.
Yeah, it'll just be fireworks, but yeah.
Yeah, we can muddle our way through it, and hopefully no one gets shot.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone's still alive at the end of the night.
It should be fine.
Yeah, maybe Drake might not make it.
Oh no, I couldn't bear to see Drake. He's already fallen over. I couldn't bear to see Drake get hurt.
He's bent. He's fallen over. He got rained on a little bit.
Oh, poor
The cat
Drake.
munched on his leg.
Poor Drake.
Having a hard life, hey.
Oh yeah, I was talking about like rankings earlier about like where you sit on the scale. So Archon 5 is better than 69.37% of all of the player base.
Wow, not bad. A lot of scrubs, clearly.
There's a lot of scrubs, and say as like more people calibrate, like the distributions change slightly.
Yeah.
Like literally the top like 3% of players is well, yeah, all the top 1% covers like 4 different ranks. So like Immortal down to Divine 3 is like 0.8% of players.
Wow. Impressive. Can't wait to get there.
And to be in the bottom rank, you have to be in the 0.02% of players are in Herald 1.
My God.
You've got to be actually awful to be at
I've
that
seen
rank.
so many people like sending like pictures of them in Herald. I'm like, how do you physically manage to be in Herald and stay in Herald?
There's only like 5% of the player base are in Herald.
I'm like, how does that even work? Like, come on.
You've got to be
man.
truly bad to sit down there.
Yeah, like, how can you be enjoying your games if you're playing at Herald?
Well, I suppose because everyone you're playing with is also at Herald.
We're cheering for Trent. Well, kind of like having a go at them, but
Yeah, we are. We're going to try and cheer for Trent. I mean, someone from the team did mention the other day it wasn't really casting, was it? Just slagging them off.
oh, I mean, you know,
We're not slagging them off. We're just we're providing sharp criticism because I used
They
to
need
play
to
for
get
Trent.
better,
And yeah, and they need to. We want to make them better. Exactly, Gary.
because then if they watch our stream instead of going back through the replay, we can hit them with the hard-hitting facts and we can get them to the level they need to be for this.
Exactly, and they only get better for that because they're going to go back and watch the cast as well because. I say I've got them saved off to YouTube so they can go back and watch them. In fact, one of the team literally starts bothering me as soon as the games are over, asking when they're going to be on YouTube. And yes, we are cheering for Anthony to die lots. That is very important.
We'll see how he pulls it off today. We've been giving him lots and lots of tips on stream about his supporting role, so definitely not slagging off.
In fact, that will be the that'll be the trigger for the keyring. So if you want to win a keyring this week, if you put Goblin in, let's keep it that way. If you put Goblin in the chat, as soon as 7734 dies, the first 3 people to put Goblin in the chat after 7734 dies will win a keyring. I will send it to you.
Totally in on this time. I'm getting this done. I'm gonna be first in there, straight in. I need my keyring.
You're going to get it this week. This week, Gary, we believe.
This week. I failed last week. I failed the week before, but this week I've got it.
Of course, you've got to be careful, Gary, because obviously you're going to be 2 minutes ahead of the stream.
I am, yeah. So I've got to wait until it dies on stream, which means I'm then not going to be paying attention to the stream. This is my dilemma I had the last few weeks. Is I've got to wait until it comes up. I've got to wait 2 minutes, but I still got to have it in my mind and be paying attention to what's going on in the game. So it's going to be a juggling act, but I think I can do it this week.
I reckon you can make it. I think you can make it.
Maybe I'll get my phone and I'll put a timer on it. So I'll have that. I'll push the button as soon as he dies, and as soon as it hits 2 minutes, I'll go and type Goblin in the chat. Just like proper try hard it.
Yeah, I mean that's it. If you really want a keyring, I'll just send you a keyring.
No, I've got to win it the right way. Like, come on.
I mean it's a good attitude. It's a good attitude.
Get it the right way. Gotta get all your followers so you can get get to
affiliate.
What's it called? Affiliated. That's the one. Affiliated.
Once I've been affiliated, that's it. We're gonna make it. Yeah, just a reminder, everyone. So, because I'm pushing to get to affiliate, and I also noticed. Thank you for the subscribe gaming with Absinthe. Thank you very much. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it to affiliate, and it should update the new follower soon. But yeah, we're gonna make it to affiliate, and then we're gonna do my prize draw. So, I'll pick. We'll call it 5 names out at random. So the first name I'll put out at random, the first 3 names will win a keyring. The second place pull out will win a fully beaded head of the character that your character of your choice, and I'll send that over to you, and it'll be in a frame and it'll look fantastic. And then the number 1 name that I pull out will get to pick the emote when I make it to affiliate, because when you get to 50 subscribers and you make it to affiliate, you get to have your own custom emote, and I will let you pick the the hero or whatever picture we're going to have as the emote, and you will be immortalized on the channel forever.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
It's gonna be super awesome.
it will be really cool for me to make it to affiliate, and they'll have to include it on my tax and everything, and I'll probably lose money for a little while. So that is a encouragement to that is encouragement. If you want to mess with my tax, then then get me to affiliate, because I have to put my national insurance number in and all of that, because there's the possibility that they might have to pay me money. So there you go. So go nuts, get me to affiliate, ruin my life for a little while. And it's type goblin when 7734 dies, and you.
Is it 3-4?
Yeah,
I couldn't
7734.
remember, so I just kind of guessed.
It's cause it's like a calculator. If you flip it upside down, it looks like hell.
Oh God, really?
Yeah. He's that much of an edgelord.
Oh my God. Yeah, like. Oh my God. Thought edgelords, died a few years back.
Apparently not. Apparently,
with My Chemical Romance and whatnot.
I bet he does. I bet he sits at home and listens to My Chem. But yeah, 7734. When 7734 dies, type goblin in the chat, and you will.
The first time he dies.
The first time
straight
he
away.
dies. Yeah. Type goblin in the chat, and you'll win yourself a keyring.
Yeah. And you said there were 3 up for grabs this week?
Yeah. Well, I've got basically a constant stream because Dobby makes them, so I can make as many as we need. So. It won't only be this week. You can win some. Please, somebody win some, because that would be because I haven't had a chance to give any away yet, and I really want to give some away.
Man, I'm sure tonight will be a night we can get tons and tons of people coming through, getting
themselves a keyring.
See, unfortunately, we're in competition with Dream League today. The finals are going on. Navi, playing their hearts out. But no, they don't need to watch that. They need to come here. They need to watch Trent play. Where do you say wasn't?
It's either Southampton or Sheffield. I can't. It's SHU, so I think it's It might be Southampton.
These games are so intense. I can't even remember the teams who are playing them.
Oh, SHU. It'll be Sheffield Hallam. So yeah, so it is Sheffield. Oh, we've got the draft.
They have a kind of cute flag. Just saying.
Oh, they do have a kind of cute flag, don't they?
Style. So, what are we expecting to see from the? Ooh. That answers my question. What are we expecting to see first phase?
Trent always,
and then
Trent always banned the Brood. I guess they just don't like playing against the Brood.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because, as we said last week, it's really, really counterable.
It is. I mean, funnily enough, like Trent's Brood player, we were messing about in a lobby match today, and Trent's Brood player, like, he hated playing it, I think, and it was like, well, no one really likes playing against Brood at the minute, but not enough to ban it constantly.
These bans are coming out super, super quick.
I was going to say, thick
ban
and
from
fast.
Phoenix is interesting from Trent. They also, it's quite good for Trent because the games that they seem to have struggled most against are when they're up against an Undying. They seem to really struggle against that kind of play because they quite like their tri-lanes, their early rotations, lots of people in the lane trying to do stuff, which is very, very good for Undying. And they're also not a massive fan of picking those long range, just pick off Tombstone, pick off Suns kind of heroes.
Yeah, I think that the week they really struggled, they went into that lineup that was really, really strong on area denial. It had both Phoenix and Undying and Tinker, and they were really, really struggling into it. These picks are coming so thick and fast.
Yeah, straight up with the Jakiro. That's one of Anthony's safe heroes. They picked it the last 3 games first pick, so Trent's gonna have to pull a different hero out of the bag for this one. I wonder if Sheffield's picking it up to go for some kind of push strat, or if it's just if they're just picking it for a bit of long range support.
Yeah, you're definitely right about it being one of Anthony's safe heroes. About how, like you say, he picked it 3 times in a row for him, and we joke a lot about how small his hero puddle is, but it'd be interesting to see him play something else. And that's his second hero. So
dragons versus dragons, eh?
It's
this will be fantastic if they can really make use of this Winter Wyvern. That's early pickoffs on the career mid that really slows down the bottle farm, so it'll give a massive favor to mid. It's really, really good in lane. It's really super long range harass, and it's flying vision as well, which is
not only that, because it's percentage based. That the Arctic Burn, it's health percentage based damage, so it's really, really good against tanky heroes. So
and the Earth Shaker as well. It's a great supporting duo coming out first.
Yeah, I really like that combo. I think that works really well together, especially because you've got the nice if you get a perfect Winter's Curse off, it just makes it so easy for the Earthshaker to hit a huge
The
slam.
Invoker. That's definitely one of their picks on Mithrandir. They're definitely a fan of the Invoker, Trent. So that must sting having Sheffield Steel like that.
I can only assume
Tinker
that
ban
he.
straight up.
Oh wow,
I think
yeah.
with the Tinker ban, they're considering like a push strat, so a Lycan or a Drow or something like that, some kind of like stand back and right click kind of hero.
Yeah,
Lancer,
just get the
Chaos
towers
Knight
out of the
Slain.
way.
Chaos Knight is still in the pool.
And apart from Trent's games, because we keep talking about how popular Chaos Knight is, everywhere else in this tournament, people are picking up Chaos Knight loads. So.
And I think he's been banned in most games that Trent's played in. Or completely forgotten. You know, he's one of those heroes that we haven't seen them pull out yet, but he is so good at the moment.
10 seconds remaining.
Because he just has the power to just blow up someone. They have a good amount of control with the large AoE stuns and the Invoker on Sheffield, so if Trent pick it up, it won't be as effective, but I think it's something that Trent should be really wary of. Because if
definitely.
Sheffield was to pick it up, their only real save for it is the Winter's Curse, and I know people are going to go, oh, it's great, you know, he ulties and you Winter Curse him and he blows up the right one, but firstly, you've got to Winter's Curse the right one, otherwise you're killing Illusion.
10 seconds.
And you've got to have vision of them and this, that, and the other, and good Chaos Knight players, they tend to just appear from either the smoke or position correctly and just pull you and blow you up in one. An interesting pick from Trent.
I mean, I feel like you perhaps didn't need the Centaur after you've removed so much area denial, because I always feel that one of Centaur's strengths is getting you into fights that you really want to take, and with all this area denial, with Phoenix banned, with Undying banned, I mean, even with Bloodseeker with his Blood Right, I feel like the Centaur's not necessarily a needed pick unless they've got something to go with it.
He's also going to have to safe lane, and safe lane against picks that haven't been seen yet, so he's might really struggle in his lane. He's going to solo lane, sorry. And with the Winter Wyvern being the only like true support going on here, you might find that their safe laning hero is also really going to struggle with only a solo Wyvern as a support. It's an amazing hero, but if you don't pick a hero that synergizes well with it, you can really struggle in lane.
And Necro's great into the Centaur as well.
Yeah, just
big health pool, and it does so much damage.
The Centaur's going into lane, with 0 regen, because of the Decrepify.
Just noticed in the chat that someone's complaining that we're shit talking MCR. Yes,
I saw that and I was like, I stand by what I said.
We weren't necessarily shit talking them. We were just saying, bit edgy.
Yeah. I mean, if you were an edgelord, who would you listen to? That's my question.
I'm interested to see the TA get picked up. I think that's actually not great.
I'm not that worried about the TA here. The Invoker's not bad against him. The Jakiro is good, so she's gonna be really wary of Jakiro. However, a Naga Siren.
That's got to be a POS 4 Naga, surely.
Gotta be a POS 4. Yeah, they can't be running that as core, especially not against an Earthshaker and a Centaur and a Winter Wyvern. Interesting.
Yeah, it's certainly different.
Yeah, with the TA. The one thing I think that really makes it attractive in this game is the fact that the Earthshaker's going to be roaming as a POS 4, which means when TA comes to farm Ancients, which is the biggest thing for TA, is you stay in lane, you get your damage, and then you take Ancients as soon as possible, and that gives you your item immediately, so she can escalate so much quicker than most other heroes, because she can get that early item so quickly just with, because she can just clear stacks of Ancients, because she's not taking damage, and she's doing a ton of damage piercing.
Yeah.
With the Earthshaker roaming POS 4, they can get some serious stacks up, and it's not going to take pressure off of the offlane or the safe lane to do that. So that might synergize quite well, but we'll see if they can make full efficiency of the map with that one.
Yeah, so I've been calling for POS 1 Naga to come back, because I absolutely love playing POS 1 Naga, but I don't think this is the game for it.
No, not against these heroes. You're going to get absolutely annihilated. See, I'm wondering why they're considering it, because you usually pick Naga as a setup hero when you've got particularly slow heroes, stuff like that. It's quite good synergy with Chaos Knight. So this Oh, they banned the Monkey King. Monkey King it's also fairly good synergy with. I think I would have been more scared of the Chaos Knight though.
Yeah.
Because they can Naga Song, they can walk the Chaos Knight up, he can use all his illusions, and as soon as the song drops, they blow
just
up
get
one
bursted.
hero. Yeah. Unfortunately, at the moment, it can't be TA because of the TA pick, but I'm fairly sure other heroes like Invoker could just lift the TA and remove that problem. And there's the Chaos Knight ban from Sheffield.
Yeah.
I suppose that he is a very scary hero and he's very difficult to deal with. However, I'm not too worried with their draft that they wouldn't have had anything to deal with.
Yeah, I think it's handleable. But then I suppose that I can't think of anything in particular they haven't got enough to deal with. The Naga having a ridiculously long route is worth mentioning.
And a Wraith King.
So
Interesting. I'm really confused at the Naga pick.
it could be a POS 1 Naga, because offlane Wraith King was quite big. Certainly.
It could be, but you're picking a POS 1 Naga into a Winter Wyvern Earthshaker Centaur.
Yeah.
You're not going to need the shackle because if you get rooted, you Centaur ulti with Ags, 40% damage reduction. The Winter Wyvern and the Earthshaker won't be anywhere near to be rooted. The TA is going to jump on you and you're going to blow up before you can manage to do anything. I'm really not sure about the Naga pick, but I've said this before and I've been proved easily wrong. When they turn around and kick the other team's ass. It's like we saw a few Doom picks last week, and I was there going, this isn't any good. They're gonna be completely annihilated in lane. They're gonna be pushed out, and admittedly they did get pushed out lane, but they just went and farmed jungle and then came back into lane.
Strong enough,
5 minutes
basically,
later, way stronger than the opponent because the opponent couldn't farm efficiently at this level. Ooh, and the last
Here
pick
we go.
is Sniper. Oh my! Into a Naga and a Wraith King?
I mean, it's a bold pick. It's definitely a brave pick.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of damage.
Now this team, this draft from Trent it's powerful. It's seriously powerful. However, I feel if Sheffield get the initiation right, which isn't that difficult for them to do, all they need to do is blink in or get a lift on the right hero or get a song on the right hero, and the fight is just over in one.
Yeah.
They have some really nice counter-initiate potential from Trent, but as I said, if they get the right heroes, I don't think it's going to matter.
This is on a real knife edge for Trent. If they get the fights right, I can't see Sheffield really killing them. But if they get it wrong,
they also have an amazing potential to scale.
Yeah.
To Trent's draft, if they get ahead early, they're going to absolutely annihilate. Wraith King, his power peak is once he's got blink and armlet, so that's like 4,000 gold. The TA gets a blink and half of a deso, and she's absolutely annihilating heroes. I'm curious to see who they run safe lane on Trent.
I think it will be the Sniper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost certain it'll be the Sniper, and they'll put the it looks like they're going to put the TA mid and run the Sniper in the safe lane.
Interesting.
So have a quick run
And
through.
remember, before we start, the first time that Winter Wyvern dies this game, if you type Goblin into the chat, you would
win.
be in line to win, as Stu will explain, a lovely Dota 2 keyring.
Yeah, just type Goblin in the chat, as Gary said, and after Anthony has died, the first person to win it, or to put Goblin there will win themselves a keyring, and we'll have another one for the second game as well. So yeah, give yourself a chance. Well, I've got plenty to give away, so there'll be one every week. So just keep going. We'll have a little quick run through of who's playing what. So on the Radiant side, we have Googly Eyes on the Jakiro. We have
Great name.
another set of Chinese characters that I can't pronounce on the Invoker. We've got four Kosheks on the Necro. We've got Hakuna Matata on the Naga, and we have Intensity on the Wraith King.
If we were to judge them on scale of edgelords, Intensity would be, he'd be the My Chemical Romance listener too of that team.
He's the My Chem of the teams. They're gonna have a little skirmish top. They're gonna invade. Yeah, and Trent is gonna invade this and push them away. Speaking of Trent, we've got Imith Brand here on the Sniper, who's going to take this bounty rune. We've got 7734. Remember, type Goblin to Win yourself a keyring when he dies on the Winter Wyvern. We've got Acronym on the Earthshaker. We have Boss King on the or Box King, or I'm not quite sure how, but yeah, Box King on the TA, and we have Zarlok on the Centaur.
So with that skirmish top, seeing the Earthshaker there, they were scared. They knew they were up against a tri-lane, seeing the three of them, and they decided to give the rune. However, because the Earthshaker came for that to try and stun to get the rune, they then didn't get the Earthshaker block on the lane.
They're going to go on the Necro here, and they've caught him on the wrong side, and the sniper should just be able to shoot him down here, I think.
Yeah, the Arctic Burn, the slow, the stun, the shrapnel.
Earthshaker finished them off.
Yeah, and sniper's straight back to last hitting.
And they've got a big wave coming.
I did see something I thought was quite cute. Cute mid at the start. I saw the Naga. The Naga walked past the Roche pit and up onto the high ground on Dyer's side, and where he knew TA could see him, and he postured as if he was placing a ward, and then backed off.
And then
to try and bait out a sentry ward. I don't think either they checked his inventory, saw he didn't have any wards, or saw he didn't place any, and caught on, or they weren't noticing. But either way, a sentry ward hasn't gone down for that, which is good for Trent. But I still thought it was quite cute coming out from the Naga.
So I like Trent's ward there, just to protect the TA from the rotations from top, because that route.
Yeah, it's just the Jakiro's the big scary one for the TA mid. If he comes mid, that's all his refraction just burned, and Invoker can just annihilate him. Because you meld on the TA, you just get sunstruck.
And the Wyvern's damage he's gone under tower here and might
taking a ton.
The sniper's blocked him. The sniper body blocked.
I think he might have died to that last tower hit, but again, getting we saw this last week with Chris and his clockwork, getting a bit over eager under towers and paying the price early game.
And that
looking to pull on the,
looks painful.
The
yeah, so the Earthshaker goes back into a properly support role, and he's stacked up and pulls. And
what's the last hit's looking like?
Yeah, Trent did, for that first blood, Trent did push their wave right under the tower, so made it really difficult for the sniper to
This
farm.
is the problem. They're running a tri-lane, and with the Winter Wyvern playing so aggressively, the sniper's really paying for it in CS. I mean, he did get the first blood, which is really, really beneficial, but he's now 4 last hits to Necrophos's 6, and they're in a defensive tri-lane on this safe lane. He's not even getting solo XP. This is looking great. They're going on the Naga in the jungle. Support's chasing him. Naga
got a corner
mirroring.
Oh, and the Earthshaker's done.
Oh, they're tagging the wrong one. She's chasing.
Splinter
But misses.
Has he got the mana to... Oh, he's going to go around the trees.
He's got smash, but he's got no... and
the root comes out. They're going to change, and they're going to go for the Necro instead. Damage from the Earthshaker. Yeah. And the sniper takes it as well. So
over.
Again,
fantastic.
You talked about the sniper missing out on CS, but 2 kills already.
Yeah. I mean, it makes up for it. Really does. TA's really struggling mid.
Like, keeping up with last hits, but even so, like, look at the lack of regen.
Yeah, no regen, and instead of getting a clarity, getting anything like that, she's brought in the full magic stick. The full one, sorry. Sunstrike coming out bot onto the center.
Oh, and
easily secures the kill. Rough. That was really, really aggressive. It was an invade onto a pull through done by the centaur to try and.
Yeah, you've got to be so careful when you do that.
Yeah, I mean the centaur needed that XP. He went in to try and secure the XP and just got caught off. Even with the ward he had to defend, just got a bit too overeager.
And with the sniper getting 2 kills, they're going to move the Earthshaker off the lane as well.
That's, I think, the way it needs to be. If he gets this DD now and then rotates mid.
Yeah, you could see him definitely killing the Invoker. I think he's
have
going to run
vision.
down.
They know the Earthshaker's got a DD and they know he's coming bot.
Yeah, they're going to back up
How
away from
are they going to react? They're playing super safe and backing up. The Jakiro, maybe a bit slow
the Naga's
to
react, the Naga with smoke is looking to go around on the TA, and this isn't going to get spotted out, and I genuinely think this could be a kill.
There's no refraction up on it. She has a 5 charge wand.
Gets the refraction off.
But just gets...
Here comes the Wyvern.
Trying to dodge the Sunstrike.
Does dodge the Sunstrike. And even gets the last... Oh!
Wow. Yeah.
And even though they knew that the Earthshaker was there, it looks like the Earthshaker managed to get round on the Jakiro.
Yeah, they traded onto the Jakiro, but they lost the Centaur in the long run, and they lost it to the enemy's first position. So it was a rotation looking for a kill, and they ended up trading. And the first position just doesn't lose any farm or anything.
And the TA is trying to go for the Invoker mid here and might get caught out by the Naga.
Yeah, with the root under
And
tower.
the Invoker has stick
and that is
yeah, down goes the...
Runes. Anthony's going to steal... Oh, no, it's already been taken. Oh, the Necrophos securing 2 runes top. Bottom, we're looking at... Earthshaker doing the same. So it's a 50-50 split on the runes. God, this warding is intense over the map. There's some seriously invested wards. There's a Trent ward behind the tier 1 top. You know, a defensive ward high ground mid. There was an aggressive ward bottom as well. They're really trying to make these plays. I imagine that's partly due to the roaming Earthshaker.
Looks like Trent's cores are suffering a little though, because they're just not getting the farm onto the cores they really... You know, they really want to get that early start
My biggest concern
on.
at the moment is they're doing well on the sniper. However, I can't see a single stack for TA. There isn't a single ancient stack on the map. That's really... It's 6 minutes in. That's really, really going to be a problem for the TA when it comes to it. Because that is one of the biggest parts of playing a TA, is being able to get those stacks early and just being able to rock it. Because
they're going to root onto the sniper. The Necro and the Naga trying to run him down. They get the illusion. Over comes the Wyvern, and they're going to... Oh, they spread the damage of the Sunstrike. Great double stun, and they're going to get both of them for this.
Fantastic
and
turns,
2 kills
fantastic
onto the sniper.
rotations. Yeah, seriously good.
And his net worth now,
Dire's structures
just
are
that rocketed up nearly 500 gold in a space of about 15 seconds.
We haven't congratulated you guys yet, but congratulations on calling Goblin when Anthony died. I'm sorry we didn't react the way we should have.
Yeah.
There's an Earthshaker's moving in mid. I wonder if they're going to go for a kill or if he's just wandering back bottom. Seeing that with the high ground ward, the Naga TP's in behind, trying to set up for any rotations.
It just makes it nice and safe mid there.
Yeah, the Earthshaker just moves on.
Cancel each
It's
other
that
out.
ward just mid, sitting on the high ground mid, that's making this so hard for TA.
And she
Ooh,
gets the
comes
trap
out
slow
mid.
off onto the Invoker, so she might be able to get away here.
Riptide comes out.
And the body
super low
blocks,
armor on
runs up,
TA,
and
hasn't
yeah.
got any meld. Just trying to
And
get
over comes the Earthshaker, and they're going to... They've blocked the Naga on the right side, but
But he blocks himself and he can't get there.
on the Sunstrike.
Goes down with the combination of the Riptide, the Ensnare, and the
And Earthshaker has
Sunstrike.
wall in 5. They're pinging it out, and I don't think anyone's going to
You
come
might
top
be
for
able
this.
to get it with a full range stun. Is he going to go for it?
He's
No.
not. He's just going to back up, and it's a great Sunstrike to kill the TA behind the tower there.
But the team, they let 2 heroes dance around behind the your mid tier 1 at 8 minutes into the game.
Yeah, need
That's
to
rough.
respond quicker.
Need more than just that.
Make an effort.
Winter
to go on
Wyvern
the
has a
Invoker.
TP, but that may have been picked up in
And
response.
they've killed Zarlok bot. The Naga rotation comes in, and they take the center.
This Naga doing so much with that ensnare. It's really, really surprised us. I'm glad it's not a first position.
The length of the route, 4 seconds. A 4-second route at 8 minutes.
Pierce is BKB as well.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. If you cast it on someone with a BKB, it's just game over. And that's one of the TA's big things is, she has her refraction, and then beyond that, she just gets a BKB and refraction, and she can just run around and doesn't have
And
any
they look to
trouble.
go on the Earthshaker, and they're going to get turned around on them for the Invoker, and they've got no detection for the Invoker. And now he just
Simple
turns. The
misplay.
Centaurs come in.
Oh,
They've
the
got
big
so
stun
much
coming in from
damage,
Centaur.
but they can just run away. And then
Just playing around,
Tornado
they're all gonna go
meatball,
down to this meatball.
Killing spree.
and Trent lose 2 for nothing, 3 for nothing. No 3
Suddenly
for the
this big
Invoker.
rotation turns into.
Hello, this is
Oh.
Gabe Newell. Thanks for playing Dota 2.
The Earthshaker
They-
all takes the Invoker, but they lost so much for that.
Yeah, they bursted all their damage in. They saw the damage from the Centaur. They thought there was hope, but as soon as that came out, the Invoker was there with his lift, his meatball. The Naga was there ensnaring. It was all over, very, very quickly for Trent there.
And the only thing you would say that's good about that is the sniper was free farming that entire time.
But so was the Wraith King. The Wraith King has 6 more CS at 10 minutes.
And Wraith King has gone for the Midas.
He's playing seriously long haul game here, and with the Wraith King and the Naga, if he goes Ags on the Reaper Scythe use top,
Yeah, and
Sniper getting very, very close to going down.
they use the Centaur ult to get the sniper out, and now the sniper's just going to try and kill Kill the Naga.
With the cold embrace coming out, holding him in place,
Yeah.
healing him up, turns around, easily takes out the Naga.
And it's
That's
more
a
net worth
two-man
on the
rotation
sniper.
onto the sniper. That turns out horrendously for Sheffield.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Haste rune bot, they've scouted out. They're heading over now. It's going to be picked up on the Invoker by the looks of it. I wonder if this is going to cause... Oh, look how low Centaur is bot. This is going to cause some serious problems.
Oh, and the
Here
Invoker,
it
he's going to run
comes.
straight into the Invoker.
Here it comes, Centaur. What are you going to do? He's going to die.
Yeah, he was always going to die there, I think. As soon as the Invoker ran up those steps, that was it for the Centaur.
Yeah, the Centaur was hanging around way too long. And it's this ward, this secret shot ward that just... They knew exactly where the Centaur was. This Centaur is getting absolutely destroyed. He can't be in lane because he's so far behind.
Double kill.
Oh,
Look at the sniper
double
top
kill
as well.
again. And it's gonna be the
TA's going
dead
to go down as well.
TA2.
The Jakiro ult.
Oh no!
And the Jakiro ult just burns through the refraction charges. You can't stand
It's
there.
the Jakiro, the meatball, everything. It's just this TA needed to get ahead this game to stay ahead of all this damage.
Oh,
this
they're going to go on
control.
to the Earth Shake up. Ah, the Wyvern's here. And they're going to
Yeah.
try and respond back onto the Invoker. Again, no
Ooh,
detection.
will they be
no
able to
cert.
get anything? I don't. Oh, they do have detection mid, do they?
No,
that's
it's a,
Radiant
it's
ward.
a Radiant Ward.
And they still don't have any detection. No dust, no sentries on Trent. I don't know if this is first game of the day kind of problems, but this is going to have to change in their second game if they don't change it now.
So Sniper's already
Sniper.
picked up a Maelstrom. So
That's good, and tier 1 top might be going down now, which will be good. Although they're already rotating over, the Naga's coming up, the Necrophos is walking up, Necrophos is about to get Reaper Scythe, so you can imagine seeing that used on the Sniper.
They've
Got this, see, the stacks come out on the Ancients, but Radiant has blocked the
Naga's
Ancient
going to
with
contest this. They're going to go in for the TA. Riptide comes out, stays hidden. They rotate around. Oh, it's an Earthshaker ult. In comes the
They're
Wyvern.
absolutely surrounded, this is way too deep for...
And then the Naga ult can just run them away. And now, they're going to look to turn with the Invoker. They've caught him on the wrong side.
Invoker doesn't get out, Invoker is
And now
caught.
have they got the
Missed
damage
with
form?
the
Tornado
Sentinel
comes
stun,
in.
but that's a 4-man lift into a 3-man meatball. Oh, and Winter Wyvern dies on the background,
But
on the back line.
it's a 6-kill
Burning.
streak, 500 gold going over onto the
Look
TA.
how ballsy this
Oh
Necro is.
my word, the
God.
damage from that Centaur ult.
That ghost shroud is fantastic.
try and deny
until you get hit by a
Roche.
ton of magic.
Ah, there we go. And that's another kill onto the TA. So that's 700 gold from that team fight straight onto the TA.
Yeah, they had the vision with this ward that they've placed in the Ancients, on the Diatop Ancients, but, as soon as they saw that was being contested, they TP'd their entire team in, bar the Sniper. I think the Sniper came in for the last bit, I did see an assassination thing.
Yeah.
But, they had vision high ground, but they still had the disadvantage of the miss, and I think one of the big things is when the first fissure came out, and it blocked the Invoker away from the rest of the team. That allowed them to take out the Invoker. I mean, admittedly, it was some pretty impressive lifts and meatballs and whatnot, but they still managed to take out the Invoker before dealing with the rest of the team, and the rest of the team just couldn't get there to help.
The Sniper now just clearing the jungle, pushing out waves, clearing the jungle. And
Necrophos is about 500 gold off his veil. Unless it's on the career.
that'll make a big difference. I didn't quite appreciate how much damage that Centaur double edge is going to do into the Necro. 400 damage, and it's practically doubled when it's in Shroud.
Yeah, it hits him with Ghost Shroud. It quarters his health, and then took 3/4 of his health, and then just a fissure came out, and just clearly the Necro was not expecting that.
It's 700 damage from that Centaur double edge on when the Necro is shrouded. So
And with this Maelstrom pickup on the Sniper, he's starting to catch up on farming.
look
and
how
being able to
aggressive
go
the
through
Naga
jungles now.
is.
Running straight in on the Centaur. The Centaur's strong. He can fight this. Gets hit
Not
by
when
the
it gets
Sunstrike
Sunstrike like
double
that.
edge
It's pure. They're going to heal the Centaur up, and the Naga just going to go down to the Sniper.
Yeah, if they can't take it, and the Jakiro went in to try and help. He's caught off as well. There isn't a fissure anymore, and the Centaur ulti wasn't used. I'm surprised they didn't use that to chase down.
They're really starting to punish the aggression from the Naga, because the Naga is getting away with so much. But the aggression, they're now really beginning to rotate, beginning to get into the right positions and actually punish that Naga for pressing like that. You can't be going there on your own.
The Invokers, that Radiant's been doing so well fighting so early, but because of that, they've really started to slip on farm. And the TA and the sniper have nearly 30 CS more than the invoker. This invoker's really slipping behind, and he's going straight Agnims instead of any Midas or anything like that to supplement that, as you usually see on invokers. I think that might be due to the fact that the Wraith King's gone Midas, but I'm not sure this allocation is fantastic. I think you'd prefer these early levels onto the invoker from the extra XP from the Midas than you would on the Wraith King.
The Wraith King
But
now
we'll
has
see.
the gold for the relic, so he's now approaching a very
He's
quick
ready.
radiance timing, especially when
Yeah,
you've already
this-
gone Midas to accommodate for that.
Yeah, this is going to be a 18-19 minute radiance, which is it's not super speedy. You can get them around 16, but as you said,
With the
he
Midas
went
as well,
Midas, like he's been farming well, but even as we're watching it now, his CS is falling behind the snipers, and the sniper has been in so many more kills than the Wraith King. The sniper is a level higher than the Wraith King. 4 more kills. His net worth, let's see, is only 600 behind the Wraith King. I think in the next few minutes you can really see the sniper taking over from this Wraith King as
And
leader of
the
the
Wraith
net
King's
worth
decided not to go for the radiance straight away. He's picked up an SMY.
pool. Really? Wow. He must be deciding now when they need to be fighting. They need to be making use of this early XP and early levels in reincarnation because of his Midas.
And the sniper just forcing the invoker away from pushing there with the assassinate. And I think
Yeah.
I think Sheffield are quite happy to just back up and not fight Trent for a while, which I think is probably a bad move. I don't,
No, Trent is definitely on the back foot, especially with their mid heroes. They really need to, get this farm, and Sheffield's just letting them get it. As we said, Sniper went that Maelstrom first, and it's really been paying off. He's been able to get so much farm from it.
well,
And
that's,
whilst it's been happening, TA's been farming Ancient. She's got her Desolator now.
yeah. So there's a lot of damage now coming out for the TA, and they're going to try and get round on the Naga. If the TA can get there
3-man
quickly
rotation.
enough.
Onto the 4th position, Naga. What are you doing by yourself? You don't even have a TP.
Oh, and there
Come on,
comes
what
the
are you gonna do,
slam.
Long and sit there?
And they don't even
Here
need to
comes the
rotate
slam.
3 round because,
No.
well, they get the last hit onto the TA, but the Earthshaker are very happy to just drop ult and reveal the blink. But yeah, drop ult and kill the Naga.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see them put the kill onto the Centaur because it would have got them their pipe. But I'm glad it wasn't on the Earthshaker because he's literally just got his blink, so he's in prime peak position at the moment strength-wise. It would have been okay on the Templar, but I think it would have been way better on the Centaur to get that pipe out early, which will really help versus the Veil that's coming out, the Invoker, and all the rest of the damage from the Jakiro and everything. They have a ton of magic damage.
And yeah, still no Veil on the Necros. He's had to go for Hood, so they're lacking there.
Winter Wyvern is heading for a Glimmer Cape
We've
to
got,
hopefully again alleviate some of this magic damage that they're taking early.
we've got a
and
meme
this is,
hammer
I
coming
think-
out on the Naga. Oh, and look
Haste
at,
onto
look
the
at
TA, chasing onto the Necrophos. Necrophos go shrouding and just
the
walking
back
off.
away.
Yeah, they're poising to fight. Are they going to go? The Wraith King wants to fight. He's running in, stun out onto the.
It's
how did he
dodged.
dodge that? Oh wow, it was like a millisecond meld.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it just disjoints when you use it.
What
but
a
it was just-
what
Yeah.
a dodge. Right,
I think it was more flashy than skill. I think if you just meld and then walk off, it'll automatically avoid. But yeah, we can say it's not. We can say yeah. Millisecond accuracy dodges it.
and the Trent supports are smoked up behind them here. If Sheffield try and go for this, they could get really badly punished.
But Sheffield should know that they're all mid. They've already seen them. They're assuming that they've run off elsewhere, with the smoke coming out. But perhaps not. Ooh, seeing the TA top, there are two Sheffield players. Wraith King has definitely been looking to fight.
Well, we see
They're
them
gonna
go
go
for
on
this
the
TA.
And I think everyone on. Oh no, there are some TPs on Trent. I was under the impression that the TP. Yeah, as
Tries
soon
the
as they
meld
see-
to dodge it, so it must have been quite flashy because he tried the meld to dodge it there and it didn't work. So
Oh,
they're
wow.
going to Naga ult away.
Yeah, Nagrot, get out.
In comes the Centaur ult.
as-
Has it timed right? Are they going to get the stun? They do.
Oh,
Long range
the fissure.
Fisher, and can they catch him? They get the slow from the TA ult, and they're going to change targets. They're going to go for the.
Yeah,
And he
they
dodges
need
it
to be
again.
focusing this. Some seriously flashy plays with the meld dodges there.
And you got 3 rotating top to try and kill that Wraith and the Naga, and in response they kill the Centaur mid.
Man. That was rough with the sniper going down as well. I missed it, unfortunately. That was 826 gold going to the invoker there for killing the sniper. The sniper has just been farming for the last few minutes, so that's a serious impact. Just due to that alone, sniper is now 1,000 gold behind the Wraith King.
I think he was.
And Wraith King's going Shadowblade into Basher.
So he's changed his mind about the Radiance then.
Yeah. Just going for more jump on, deal damage. I can kind of understand that. He's not going to be getting the mischance onto the sniper. He's only going to be getting onto the TA, and it's more magical damage. And if they're going all in on magic damage, they've already got a pipe and magic resistance. I can kind of understand it.
And
it would have been really good versus the
refraction. But I think they've got so much to deal with the refraction anyway that they don't really need a Radiance on top of that.
No, going on the Naga top, and
She's got no mana. She just runs away.
No control for her. I'm surprised to see that they didn't try sleeping the Naga.
Oh well.
To
Trent try and get around, but the Invoker's going to come over and scout that out. I don't think he spots that. And the Centaur's in deep here.
Mid. Oh, and Earthshaker walks into the crowd of skeletons used for farming by the.
Oh, and now they can go on this the neck row. Oh.
Wraith King sitting mid invis.
And the sniper gets the last hit
On
again.
the Winter Wyvern. And just absolutely annihilating. But he's caught off now. He's taking so much damage.
His ult goes
Reincarnate being
down.
used.
Have they got the control for him?
Reincarnate.
They have. They've got so many stuns.
So much damage, so much control. They just sit in the Jakira ulti. Oh, but here comes the meatball. But the pipe just comes out.
Yeah.
The TA blinks out. You know,
And to safety. And they take the Wraith King for a Winter Wyvern, a pos 5 Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, it's the Wraith King coming out for the first time out of the jungle to try and fight, try and get something done, and it's lackluster. He was just out of position. He managed to pick off the Winter Wyvern, but immediately just got fissured and just sat there. There was no save from his team, nothing they could do.
Well, we finally get a little break. I'm going to go for it. We're going to have another giveaway this game as well. So, if the sniper gets a kill with headshot, or what with headshot, so with assassinate, okay, you put boom headshot in the chat, and you get yourself a keyring.
They are absolutely gorgeous. Stu hasn't been doing his usual post show the last week or so, but if you look back on the VODs, I'm sure you can find
you can have a look at
great example of them. They look gorgeous.
I will pop a picture up on Twitter in the break.
Looking for a kill bot on the TA. TA refraction drops, goes in straight with the sunstrike onto him, and it's just not doing enough damage.
And the Centaur ult is available if he needs to use it, so they're going to turn and go on the Centaur instead. And he ults,
comes in, Ice Path goes down, and they just run out. The pipe comes out, and it's just not enough damage. Sheffield's team is completely reliant on that magic damage, and these pipes.
They're going to curse the Wraith King, and his ult is down. They don't have enough to kill him.
Down, but he's not low enough. But he's looking to go more. He Shadowblades up. He runs forwards, trying to just catch the Wyvern or something on the way out.
You're not close enough, mate. I'm sorry.
No, and through all of this, Sniper's sitting mid, taking mid tower. They're all, TA's farming jungle, farming ancients. Got Deso is halfway to
finished a crit stick. He's just bought a crit stick.
That's fantastic. Let's hope he doesn't go the Ags build, eh? But
that would be silly.
Well, then it'll be a lot easier to win your challenge if you kill someone with an assassinate.
And I think Trent spotted out they've just used a shrine, and they must have seen them go invis. They're going to be in trouble here if the Wraith King gets to go on the supports, and he does, and he just bursts the Wyvern.
But hate onto the Wyvern. But
TA in the back line, it might be here. Oh no, the TA denies it.
Couldn't get the assassinate onto the.
Oh, he didn't actually kill him. He didn't actually kill him because he's going to get up from the ult.
Back. The stuns are 6 seconds off on the Centaur, and Sniper's being chased down. He can't fight. He has to run.
Here comes the Centaur with a stun. He's got the ult if he needs it.
Sniper's just sitting on the back line.
Oh, the TA damage. You can't just leave the Sniper, and they're going to run the.
Oh, so close.
They're going to run the Earthshaker in. He drops the slam, and they kill the Naga. That's 4 for nothing.
The Naga into Meteor Hammer just to deal with the refraction charges, just to hit the refraction charges and bounce off on the TA. It did absolutely nothing. And that's what, a 3,000 gold item on a support. They
ignored the Sniper. They can't afford to ignore the Sniper.
The Sniper just sat on the backline that entire fight and was just hitting and hitting and hitting. With his crit, with his maelstrom, just slowly picking away.
Radiant's bottom
Oh, and they're going to pick off the
Yeah,
Jakiro as well.
Jakiro tries to push out the creep waves, but they're immediately onto it. They have 3 heroes with Blink and a sniper. This is some serious mobility, and without the vision, they're gonna lose these fights.
bottom tower.
They need to have that vision advantage. They need to be able to initiate with that song. As I said at the beginning when looking at the draft, the initiation is key for this the Sheffield team, and if they can get it right, Trent won't stand a chance.
But they've got to get that sniper. And a DD on the sniper. He's going to go defend top.
Yep, it's the power of the sniper really taking over.
And
we've seen this a
nice
lot
fight.
in the games we've played. Sniper, if you can't deal with him properly, can just take over, and it's super scary.
And you'd hope, I mean, say with the song, with with Invoke, with the lift, you'd hope that you'd try and give yourself a little bit of time to get near him and stop him from just chucking that damage out. But they're not doing enough. And we keep seeing Sunstrikes fly out from the Invoker, but he's not hitting
25
much.
minutes. 25 minutes into this game, the Invoker has a Yules and an Axe. Now that isn't bad, like net worth wise, but it just doesn't feel powerful, does it?
Oh, and the Invis Wraith King might get a chance to go on the sniper here. But I don't think he spotted out the
Yeah.
Earthshaker.
Doesn't know the Earthshaker's there. This could be bad. Here comes the
He's
Necro.
gonna wait for the Necro. The Earthshaker is there. Here comes the stun. He's trapped on the wrong side.
Oh, but he forced
And-
out the wrong direction on
And
the
the
sniper.
scythe kills him.
Just a tiny misplay, and it cost the sniper his life.
And it also puts 800 gold onto the Necro. So he's going to finish up that Veil maybe. No, he's going to go Blink.
Man, it's got to feel bad for the sniper there. You know,
It just goes the wrong
it's
way.
got to feel good for the Wraith King. He's suddenly 3,000 gold sitting in his pocket. He's going assault cuirass, which he's really looking to transition into this physical damage that the team needs. I imagine the Invoker's also going to transition to physical. He's going BKB at the moment. Shadowblade coming out again once again, and they haven't picked up on this. They haven't got that detection. They need this. They have 1 dust on the Winter Wyvern. I'm surprised they haven't bought a gem or anything for the centaur.
Oh, and
But
they're going
it's
to go for the
always
Shaker
these
instead.
fights starting with this invis.
Out comes the
and
Sunstrike. In comes the... And they're going to use the Centaur up, but the Root catches him.
Damn,
In
beat
comes
the
the TA. Gets
Oh, but the
stunned.
stun from the ice
Centaur
path.
comes out. And
They're
TA
running
pops
on
the
back, and
BKB
they're both
and
dancing.
can take the Wraith King down. Turns onto the Jakiro. Drops the trap. Invoker goes onto the White Wyvern. TA just bursts the Jakiro down. Out comes the song.
Comes
The
out.
meme hammer comes out. It's going to hit 2. Curse comes out to hold the Wraith King in place. They're going to Sunstrike onto the TA. And the Centaur, the White Wyvern's just going to run away.
Just trying to isolate, but just not enough.
And
And it's all because of that invis initiation. They know the enemy's top, they know the enemy's trying to fight, and they don't have detection. You always need to have these sentry wards down, and the best bet now would just be buy a gem on your core, or on the centaur. If they had a gem on the centaur, they wouldn't have faced any of these hardships in the last few fights.
the lack of the sniper's damage there was really obvious too.
Yeah.
Like it just goes to show they just couldn't kill enough heroes because they didn't have enough damage, and the sniper is too far forward.
And this is when,
it's an errant
when the
tornado.
hammer comes into its own. When pushing, it gives them that extra physical damage.
And they're going to root the sniper. Yeah, they
Yeah.
can't follow up.
No, too protected. But they take a tier 2. They smoke.
Smoke
Are they
TP
going to
away.
try and did Earthshaker not see the Wraith King? Did he decide
No,
not to go for it?
It was invised.
Oh, okay. Because the Wyvern pinged right on top of him.
I just don't think they had the
Maybe
detection.
not.
They're going to start dropping sentries
Yeah.
now.
Earthshaker had a sentry in his backpack. Oh well. And they go straight to looking to take the mid tower.
Long range stun.
Oh, big Echo Slam coming out, but
and it doesn't
not
quite
much
catch him with the
damage.
damage.
Yeah, big shame there. And Trent, they're really being throttled on this this control of the map. You look at the map and there's so many sentries and obs and everything trying to stop them from getting picked off, but they're so scared to farm the map efficiently because the last few fights they've just been dominated by the Shadowblade on the Wraith King, just walking up to a core and just taking him out. I mean, being able to go onto the Earthshaker then and completely stopping any kind of any chance of counter initiating, just won them that last fight.
And it's hard for Trent because they want to farm. And like you said, the best thing to do is going to be pick up that gem on the Centaur, get him with a team. But they want to farm solo. They want to keep building on this farm advantage, get this sniper just out of control. And they can't do that if he's being followed around with a Centaur.
Yeah, it's It's starting to shift definitely in the way of Sheffield's favour, and it's mostly just because of how long the game's going. The TA is the kind of hero that scales very, very quickly and takes over the game. The same with the sniper in many ways. You know, if he gets that early farm, he can really, really take over. And I think they're kind of missing their peak now. They've got their key items, they've hit their power peaks, and they're not using it as efficiently as they need to now.
And they're going to try and bring the TA over, and they've blocked the Naga on the right side, and there's a lot of burst coming out from that TA. And she tries for the song, but doesn't get it.
Yeah, just so much damage coming out from the TA with the refraction charges and a full deso. She's hitting for nearly 300 damage per
Ouch.
hit with -7 armor. The Naga
I'm
sitting
going to try and
at
burst the
16
necro,
armor.
but that shroud is...
But again, it's this fear of farming. There's 4 Trent heroes just sitting mid, trying to farm a mid lane. And they're not trying to go for a kill or anything. They're just physically walking down mid lane.
I think it's a case of protect the sniper here. They're too scared of losing the sniper again.
But because they've shown so many people just
This
sitting
aggression
mid,
from the
pushing down mid.
Earthshaker, great ward though. And I
Wraith
don't think he
King's
got spotted
walking
out.
up.
Radiant's middle
They're
tower
offlane.
is under attack.
Are they willing to trade a tier 1, a tier 3 bot for a
It's a
tier 2
long range
mid?
tornado to get onto the sniper. Out comes the
Ooh, there's a
meatball.
lot of damage. Oh,
Oh,
but
and they
the
keep the
meatball
sniper away.
misses.
The Necro's on top of him, but they've got to kill him. They're going to get the
Fight
heal
coming
out. He survives the
The
scythe.
heal staying in, keep him alive. Is he going to
Is
die
it-
to the creeps?
Oh,
Yes.
he denies.
Denies the creeps
The-
because of the stacked ancient camp.
The TA just
TA
blinks away.
melting-
Earthshaker blinking
blink.
away. And they lose the sniper and they lose the wyvern, but
Yeah, it's rough, but they definitely make the best of it, getting as many people as they can out. They didn't have enough mana for Stampede there on the way out.
this is
what-
going to be
oh,
brave
he
from the
must
Shaker.
be-
Oh yeah, he just blinks away.
Yeah.
Dire's
And
middle
just
tower
because they
has
got
fallen.
impatient and they decided they were going to 5-man push down mid, they're pushed in on their off lane. They lose a tier 1 mid. They're going to lose a tier 1 too, and then they're so restricted. There's so many places that Sheffield can go from here. They can go back to Roche, push in bot. They have so much control, and Trent's just playing on the back foot.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And I mean, Sheffield aren't necessarily scared of carrying on here.
No,
They've got 15 seconds without the sniper. Oh, that
if they decide not to push high ground now, you could very easily see them go back to Roche, reset and then push bottom or mid or wherever. Just make sure that the lanes are kept in
yeah, the
accurate
Roche
without
immediately
pings
gets
coming
pinged
from
out.
Roche.
Trent have got to
This
scout
is a-
it because they've got the
yeah,
traps.
This is an obvious Roche timing.
They're
And,
going to
as you said,
TP the
with
sniper
trap.
into Shrine. The Naga is on the
No
cliff
smoke,
waiting to
no
look
anything.
at
The
it.
Naga
They're
just
going to
sets some
invis
illusions.
out. Oh, and the song is perfect.
Song, 3-man song into Meteor Hammer, into Meatball, into Ice Path, into Jakira ulti. Even with the BKBs and the
all
pipe,
too
look
easy.
how much work that pipe is doing on the center.
Oh, well, they take the Wraith King ult for it though, because the damage from the Earthshaker, and he's going to blink.
But
No, he's not going to blink away.
It's 40 seconds on the Wraith King.
Oh, this is going. It
Even-
does catch the sniper, and now he could definitely see him dying. He gets caught in the Jakira.
Yeah.
They're going to burst him, and
Here
down
comes
he
the
goes.
Winter Song, Winter's Curse, Winter's Curse.
And the curse.
Onto the
Are they going to kill him? Are they going to kill him? They are.
They got him. The Wraith King doesn't have any ulti for the next 10 seconds, but
Doesn't matter.
take it down.
Where's the sniper buyback? He doesn't have it. He's only got 500 gold. The TA buyback is going to push them away. Centaur is
Yeah,
brought
and
back
now-
too.
Now with this, they just reset and go Roche.
Yeah, they've got to
There's,
finish
you
it
know-
now.
Well, they don't have to. They could just push high ground because they know there isn't a sniper. But there's just no pressure on Sheffield now. They can do whatever they want. They have complete control of the map, and they're just not scared. This Wraith King, if he manages to kill one core during the fight, he has reincarnation by the time they're back up and can do anything about him. Because I think they need both of the cores to be able to deal with this Wraith King at the moment. I'm surprised seeing the cores he's up against and the incidental damage they can do. He hasn't gone Blade Mail on the Wraith King. With
Yeah, I
the
feel like into the
Sci-
sniper, the blade mail just does so much work.
Well, it's fantastic versus the sniper and the Scion Blades on the TA.
yeah,
So much cleave, and there's nothing they can do about it, and you just have a Blade Mail, and you sit there and they cry, and they do so much damage. And at the very least, it's extra procs of damage to deal with the refraction. So they've got half as many refraction hits. So Trent just clinging on best they can, spread out as far as they can to try and just get some farm up.
And he's looking to get the BKB on the sniper now.
Yeah, they've given up this Roche. They know it's going on, but there's not much they can do. No smoke's coming out on Trent, so they're just being.
The glimmer's come out from the Wyvern, but it's spotted out by the ward. And they've got the stuns.
And they know exactly where they are again.
And they can just hold them off with the Roche.
Fissure
The
coming out.
Wyvern's going to go for it and doesn't realise the Wraith King is there.
No, they knew exactly what was going on, and they lost the courier. Ooh.
Tough break, and you've got to hope that
Desperate plays. For
sniper
desperate
high
people.
ground, yeah, sniper high ground defense is strong, but for 60 seconds, no curse.
They have a lot of defense, which is good. The centaur doesn't have Ags. He's going halberd first. It's a fairly good item because you know Wraith King isn't usually going to go BKB. But I'm not sure it's the item. Because
And-
why do you need the evasion?
And Sheffield ping out snipers missing. They know that he can hold this, but they've got to get on top of him if they're going to try and push into this.
Yeah, with the amount of control and blinks they have,
And the
this is going to be
sniper's
a
going
seriously
forward.
hard push. They need to slow siege this, and they need to get an initiation onto that sniper.
Now there's a blink now on that Necro, and a blink on the Naga.
Still no blink on the Wraith King, though.
I
I
think
play a lot of Wraith King, and I'm very surprised. I really like the blink pickup, but I can definitely understand it. So, yeah.
I can only assume they think that with the Necro and the Naga, they've got more than enough lockdown. In comes
Yeah,
the blink
in
song,
with the Naga.
and they're going to
this
meme hammer
is
the
it.
sniper.
But the fissure-
Cataclysm,
the
he.
fissure- Ooh, the fissure holding off
Oh, it's
the.
a great
the
double
cause
stun
for
from the
long enough.
Centaur.
And
Great Echo Slam, and now the
Slam.
sniper damage can come in.
They're only half health.
Oh, and he still hasn't killed because it's only the Wraith King going down and getting back up
Boom,
again, and he
headshot
runs at
onto
it.
the Wraith King.
And there's no mana now on the Shaker. He's going to have to run away. They're going to try and get the stun out on the Centaur, but he doesn't have the mana to stun.
Looking on the back lines, but Sheffield
Oh,
just backs out.
no,
and they
boom
reset,
headshot.
And they're going to blink in as soon as they get their blinks up again. They're getting ready to fight some more. The
They're going to try and keep
skeletons
his
coming out,
sniper damage coming out. He's going to take the skeletons down, but they're going to take racks for it.
annihilating the rats.
Maybe not.
It's the amount of damage coming out.
Centaur TP
Oh,
into.
this Jakira's in trouble.
Oh, he yules. And they get the vision on the Wraith King, but the damage comes out.
The jump forwards. It's just they were waiting to counter initiate. They were waiting to be able to blink back in, jump in, get those kills, and they don't have.
Has he got a
Ooh,
boom headshot? Has he got a boom headshot?
He has his
doesn't.
ulti up though, the Wraith King. Because it's just 40-second refresh on this.
Oh, dear.
Ridiculous. Even if the TA kills him now, the TA can't get away. Has to blink now, otherwise he's going down. Oh, blinks
Oh,
the
he's got
wrong
caught on the
way.
wrong side of the Invoker.
Ooh,
Tries
this
to
could be
burst in
bad,
with
this
it.
could be really bad.
He's going to get
Four
away.
staffs up to the high ground. Has a BKB.
Doesn't get caught by the tornado and could go for this Invoker if he spots him out. And that's
Can he get
the Wraith King just jumps onto the sniper.
this Wraith King just, and that's without a blink. He's gone Shadowblade instead of this blink, which
And
they
they're
just
going to rotate
they've been
into bot.
trying. You can see these sentry wards coming out, but there's just not enough control for it.
We're going to buy back on the sniper and try and pick something up here. They're going to burst the Invoker. Here comes the
Straight
boom headshot.
out onto him,
Not
and
with the
Yule.
Yules.
Look at the
Here
damage.
comes the curse.
on
Can they
TA.
kill the...
Tower is under attack.
They just can't. They...
2 hits on the TA and she's down to 300 HP. That's a level 25. Oh no, is that level 20 ability?
Oh, they're going to stun the...
Oh no.
Invoker. The... Cataclysm
Oh,
does
I'm
so
just-
much, but not enough. They try the boom
So
headshot. They
much
get the Aegis for it, and the Wraith King's just going to run
Can
away.
They have a fissure, they have... Oh, but the BKB...
They've got enough burst
they've
for
still
it.
got enough.
Not anymore. They don't. In comes the
but
Naga song,
Are under attack.
and the Wraith King running back in now, having healed up. And yeah, they just run away. And the
Yeah.
TA wants to go for more, but is going without her team.
It's the sustain. The Sheffield has such short cooldown abilities. Like an Invoker, you're not too worried about, an ulti cooldown or anything. Admittedly, some of the abilities like Meatball have quite a cooldown and stuff, but you have such a variety, you're not worried. Whereas with Trent, their damage comes from the Winter's Curse, the Echo Slam, the Centaur ult, really being able to use these key abilities, which means if Sheffield even gets him to use the abilities and loses people, by the time they're back up and they fight again, Trent still doesn't have the ability to use them.
And because of that buyback, the Sniper's still struggling for this BKB.
Yeah, and we've really seen the the Wraith King accelerate away from the sniper. He's now a 10,000 gold higher net worth than the sniper. The sniper, which was one of the highest net worth heroes in the entire game, is now 10,000 gold behind Wraith King.
Oh, I'm both
Which-
blinking at the same time mid there, and
Miscommunication on farming efficiency. They're just unsure of what to do. They need to use this space, this time to farm, but they don't know where's safe. They don't know what they can do, because if their sniper goes down, if their TA goes down, it's game over for them.
and it's not even a case of poor warding. You look at how much vision that Trent have on the map, and they've got the vision to cover where they farm, but they don't have enough vision to cover where Sheffield are coming at them from.
Yeah, I think they need to use, when they see enemies coming, they need to use this Arctic burn to try and get better vision, and they need to have this kind of gem, this proper invis detection on their centaur. They need to know exactly what the enemy's doing.
Oh, and the Earthshaker, you might be in a little bit of trouble here, mate.
Dire's bottom shrine.
Oh, I
this may
think
be a
them
bit
hitting
too
the
far.
shrine lets him get away with it.
Oh, close. Yeah. If they had had a ward there, though, it would have been a game
Game over,
for him.
Earthshaker, yeah.
Dire's
But
bottom shrine has
So,
fallen.
by the looks of it, they're just going to wait for the next rush.
it's a
few
20k
minutes
gold
left.
lead on the on Sheffield at the minute, and yeah, nearly 20k on the
As I
experience.
said, 10k of that net worth difference is between the two first positions on the teams.
Ouch. Let's have a look at what Dota Plus thinks the win percentage is. Yeah,
It's
you've
gonna
got
be around
you got
80.
you got 95% for Sheffield to
Oh, wow.
to win this one.
It's
97.
turn for the worse.
I'm gonna try and get the damage out onto the Naga, but she can just blink away,
Yeah, the Naga just walks it off.
and they group as
Not a
5, and they're gonna
problem.
push in bot.
And Sheffield clearly pull out this Naga a lot. You know, that's a gold Dota buff, Dota Plus character there.
Yeah, it's been
On the
practiced,
Naga.
Dire's bottom barracks
A lot of games on that.
and they take a rack for nothing. And here comes
There
the Naga
comes
song
the
again, onto the
No blink
sniper.
forwards because you got hit by the maelstrom from the
Cataclysm,
sniper.
meatballs, and
Look how much
the
damage.
sniper just gets bursted out of the game.
Yeah, I think that's where they needed the Ags on the Centaur this game to try and stop that, because they have so much good initiation into this large amount of like nuke damage. So if you were allowed to, if you were able to get that Centaur ulti off for that damage reduction, it would have a massive impact.
are under attack.
And this looks to be it.
Yeah, this could be the game
Wyvern
ender.
going down. There's no ultis and anything. TA buying back, trying her best, but this Wraith King just
They go.
That's a
40
godlike
second
streak on him, and they
cooldown.
can't even finish the Naga.
TA trying his best, managing to take down the Jakiro, but there's not much more he can do.
And TA just hides away, and
Pinned in the corner, taken down.
2 minutes on the TA, and the gem on the deck.
Dire's middle
Oh, and here comes the Wraith King taunt.
No GG call. They're just gonna let it tick down. It was a good game. It was a good game. They had some serious potential through it, but they missed their peak. They hit their item timing and they didn't manage to support it. They didn't do enough when they had their item timing, and they let the Wraith King and the Invoker really take over the game.
Yeah, and it's one of those where, like we said at the start about Trent, they took so many fights that came off well for them, and then they lost one, and you sort of felt, well, it's all going downhill from here.
Yeah.
Like, but as soon as the Sheffield started picking on the sniper, getting on top of him as quickly as they could, getting out of the game, and the blink on the Naga to get in and song straight away, and then just let her team just walk up on top over Trent, it made a difference.
Yeah, I was saying how I don't usually go the Shadowblade on the Wraith King, but it was really, really like the key item this game. He didn't make great use of it for the first fight or two, but then he started properly using it to initiate. He was going up, he was on the sniper, he was on the Earthshaker, he was stopping any kind of damage or retaliation being done in the fights. And as soon as they didn't have that threat of, oh no, there's going to be an Echo Slam, or there's just going to be a sniper hitting us the entire time we fight, that Sheffield was allowed, they were able to go in, all the way and really, really fight,
Yeah, and you said it about you said about not letting the sniper hit you, and the number of times the sniper got burst out of the fight before he could really get any of the damage out, just because, like you said, that Shadow Blade on the Wraith King, just if they didn't Shadow Blade the Wraith King for the Naga song, they just made sure that they were always in the right positions to stop Trent from getting everything out.
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake Trent made that game is they knew very well that the Wraith King had a Shadow Blade. They saw for a few minutes when, as he tried and failed to get these kills like when we saw mid and he got cordoned off by the fissure and stuff like that. They had time to adapt, to get those items ready and prepared to fight against that, but they just weren't quite there with their readiness to fight this invisibility.
Yeah, a quick turnaround to check the invisibility, and they might have been able to pick off that Wraith King a couple of times. And if you do that, you keep the sniper ahead of him. Then it's a very different game. But letting the sniper get behind and then they can just pick him off repeatedly. It really meant that he couldn't have the impact on the game he needed to.
Yeah. And even with, after they'd started to fall behind, they didn't go for a gem. They didn't go for this because presumably they were scared of losing it. They have a TA. They don't want to lose that kind of big impact ability. But,
Yeah, so we'll take a short break while we wait for the next opponent. Congratulations to Gimme the Loot 67, Mr. Pedro Mendez, for winning himself a keyring for calling Goblin in the chat. Bad luck on the boom headshot because you called it a little bit prematurely because the Wraith King didn't actually die. So bad luck gaming with Absinthe, but we'll have another game and we'll have another giveaway.
Slam got my chance.
You still missed your chance.
Been 2 tunnel visioned in, haven't managed yet, but I'll get it. I'll get one in.
You will get there. You will get there, Gary.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to take a short break, guys, and we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes.
See you in a bit.
Just do it.
Alright, to get things started, I want to give you give me your battle roar.
It's fate. Let's see what I hit, and we'll know the truth.
What can I say? Yeah, it's really hard to become like me.
Just do it.
Alright, to get things started, I want to give you give me your battle roar.
It's fate. Let's see what I hit, and we'll know the truth.
What can I say? Yeah, it's really hard to become like me.
Just do it.
Right, to get things started, I want to give me your battle roar.
It's fate. Let's see what I hit, and we'll know the truth.
What can I say? Yeah, it's really hard to become like me.
Just do it.
Right, to get things started, I want to give me your battle roar.
It's fate. Let's see what I hit, and we'll know the truth.
What can I say?
I'm gonna pay for postage, but not for packaging. I'm just gonna throw it into the post office and just like take this somewhere.
Put a stamp on it. There was a man. A man wanted this, and then just leave.
I'm just gonna attach it to a pigeon and then just let it fly.
Be free.
There you are. Gaming with Absinthe is Maury, and Maury, you have a keyring coming to you next time I see you as well.
Fantastic.
So congratulations, Maury, and congratulations, Pete.
So, the game turned pretty hardcore when about halfway through the last game, the game just turned massively in Sheffield's favour.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it was that prompted that. I know we talked about how effective the Shadow Blade was on the Wraith
The
King.
Wraith King.
Yeah. But I think a
I feel like
combination.
the Naga really stepped up as well.
Yeah, I think the Naga. I don't know if it was the blink that got it, or possibly the fact that they could follow up the Naga ult with an immediate meme hammer.
Yeah, well, they could follow up with the meme hammer, the ice path, the lift, the meatball, the Wraith King stun. They just had so much control. If they got that initiation, they could then kill anyone. No, no saving them or anything. As I said whilst we were watching, one of the few things that would have possibly saved them would have been the Ags onto the centaur. I know we had pipe and stuff like that, which is a big help, but that extra, was it 40% damage reduction?
Yeah, it's 40% damage reduction, and it makes
seriously good.
Yeah, it would make an absolutely huge difference. I mean, they talked about it being, because it used to be 70%, and that was just broken. But
yeah, just
but
ridiculous.
40% damage reduction is. I mean, you think Ursa only gets 80% with his ult, and that affects one person. So
yeah,
the whole team getting 40% damage reduction is just ridiculous.
It's insane. And especially with these large magic nukes they had, because if you can survive those, you're then set for the game. It's why Kunkka is so powerful, because he has the rum effect from his ghost ship, which doesn't reduce it in the same way, but it delays the damage you take, which is just so big in a team fight. And it's, as I said, one of the biggest reasons you pick a Kunkka is just so you can sustain in those fights and you're not worried about just being blown up like that.
So I have seen Acronym play Kunkka before as well, so we know that's an option, and he even really triggered someone in the lobby match we played with him in it. So it's definitely an option for them if they do decide to pick up the Kunkka. I can just see they've gone into the lobby, so I'm going to start loading that up, and we'll get ready to see their second game.
This stand-in they have on mid, he was doing pretty good stuff as well.
So Box King's John, who's been in and out of the team a few times. It's Zarlox, he was a centaur. He was the air quote stand-in. He's a member of the team now, basically.
Oh, okay.
It just sort of rotates between him and Chris and whoever's available, basically. So.
Yeah, the mid laner did pretty well. As I was saying at the time, he was really missing out a lot of his farm early game because he was being dominated in lane. It was a rough matchup for him because with the Forge Spirit.
Yeah, I think that it's one of those where that extra tick of damage, it doesn't. You don't even think of it making a lot, but when you're used to playing a normal lane as TA and you're used to knowing how many refraction charges you've got, when you've got those extra ones coming in from the Forge Spirit just make all the difference. Yeah.
And with the Forge Spirit, one of the big things is it has a big armor reduction on hit, like a Desolate effect.
Yeah, and when you're already, relatively low,
squishy,
low health like the TA, then you.
So what we saw early game is 6 minutes in, the TA was sitting mid with, 0 mana, 200 HP, and then the Jakira rotated. Oh no, sorry, the Naga rotated, and there was no hope for her.
Yeah, you got the Riptide.
Wyvern can try and save, but
So it's Riptide reduces armor. Forge Spirit reduces armor, and when you're squishing, you've got no refraction charges. That's pretty much certain death for a TA.
And we saw that combo come out later in the game when the Wraith King got 2 crits and the TA went from full health down to 300 health just in those 2 hits.
What is it with Trent immediately banning Brood?
Always come out with it, but they even banned Brood, then picked an Earthshaker.
Yeah, you don't need to ban...
And a Winter Wyvern.
You don't need to ban Brood if you're going to pick the Earthshaker, guys.
It's like Winter Wyvern lane, fantastic. You just Ice Splint or Splinter Blast, whatever it's called, and they just
free
face
money.
farming.
Yeah, free money.
Especially with the fact that Brood doesn't go invis anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Dire team
Like-
ban.
The Wyvern, yeah.
I-
Their first banning, Respect banning that had
Radiant's
some serious
team
impact
ban.
early game.
Yeah, I think they're keeping an eye on that. Down goes the Wisp. Sorry, Pete, no Wisp for you.
I wonder if you were going to see the Naga again. As we saw, one of their players... Oh, never mind, sorry, different team.
Yeah,
I'm
that
losing
was,
my mind.
So it's
I'm used to more than one game sets.
Yeah, it could be a 2-game. Well, if they can win this one, they could well be best of 3 games. We could see more
10
more following
seconds
on games,
remaining.
but this one is 2 best of 1s.
Yeah. Yeah, with...
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Wyvern first ban then. Maybe they were watching the last game.
Yeah, I wonder if it's either they were
Team
watching
back.
last game or perhaps checking profiles or trying to check people's games and just seeing.
Or maybe they're just scared of it. Maybe they want to pick stuff like the Chaos Knight, the Lancer, these really strong heroes at the moment.
We need to decide. Well, once the draft is done, we'll decide on giving away some more key rings. So we need to get some
Yeah.
more given away. I want to see more people getting key rings.
Yeah, so 2 people are already
5
getting their sent out,
seconds
and
remaining.
hopefully some more. I'm still waiting to get my name in so I can get one. Yeah. So
But,
they're taking their time with this last ban.
Radiant team
Enigma.
It's strong. I know. I don't know if people have seen, but I can't remember what tournament it was. The one it was very recent, and it was 18 pickups on the Enigma, and it won like a good 60-70% of the games. So it's a really strong hero at
Wow.
the minute.
I assume that was a ban based off of their silencer ban.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think it's
10
one of those where
seconds
if you
remaining.
see a silencer get banned out, you kind of don't want to go into the Enigma.
5
Yeah, I mean,
seconds remaining.
My first thoughts when I see a silencer band isn't, oh, they're going to
Dire
pick the
team
Enigma. I'm thinking, like, are they going to do a Storm? Are they going to do something like a Pugna? Are they going to do, someone who just sits there and is so difficult to deal with if you don't have the right heroes?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, George just put in the chat. John hates broods and loves going for drow, so that explains why the constant brood hate. And first pick up Jakiro every week.
Yeah. He played a good Winter Wyvern last game, to be fair to him. He did
Yeah.
some serious work on it. It's nice to see him back on the Jakiro. It'd be nice to see some more variety, every now and then, but, he's a solid Jakiro player. And then the hero has some good strengths at the moment.
Yeah, we'll try and hope that we don't see Frost Breath for level 1 here this week.
Yeah, Ice Path, get the...
Yeah,
Is it
Ice Path.
Frost
Sorry,
Breath?
yeah. Yeah, it's Dual
Yeah, and
Dual
then-
Breath is the one he was supposed to be getting level 1.
Yeah, you want Dual Breath level 1. For sure. Just because it's such a
10
good slow,
seconds
great
remaining.
range, and it doesn't have to be targeted.
Yeah. The CM pick up into
5
that. I think
seconds remaining.
that's fair enough. CM's a decent hero at the minute.
Dire team pick.
I'm amazed at the balls on Trent at the moment when they picked a TA into a Jakiro last game.
Yeah, it does take some. But then every time we've come out and said, "Oh, why are they doing that? Why are they picking this into that?"
They've proved us
they go
wrong.
and prove us wrong. Yeah.
Apart from last game where we proved them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time we've got it right. So we're getting there.
Earthshaker coming out. Solid pick. We saw the massive impact an Earthshaker can have on a team fight last game when we saw, the invasion high ground mid, when the Naga blinked in, slept everyone on the back line, and the Earthshaker just managed to get a fissure out before getting slept, and it stopped both of the cores from walking up the high ground and getting into the fight,
Yeah,
which completely, changed the flow of the fight. I think they still lost it, but that was due to the 20k net worth difference, not the...
yeah, not the Earthshaker positioning. It was more being behind cost them that
Dire
one.
team back.
Yeah, no, I think if they had been any closer on net worth, that would have been a completely different fight. The Phoenix.
Here comes the laser bird.
Now, that's not something you usually see against a CM. CM has decent range, and she has an ability that I think is plus 240 attack speed.
It is, yeah.
So
So
once she gets to, I think it's 15 or 20, she is a serious Phoenix killer.
if it gets a little later, you can see the CM really causing problems for the
10
Phoenix. But
seconds remaining.
that does rely on
Yeah.
the CM getting later and the CM staying in range and not getting exploded. So
5
And if they
seconds
pick a
remaining.
hero like a Clinks or something like that, that can just take out the CM or the Earthshaker at the beginning of the fight, it'll be a completely different game. Because even if the CM is around attacking the Sun, if they've dealt with everything else, there's no counter initiation or anything like that. It's just gonna be a wash.
and here we go. Here's the keyring winner. So if you want to win your keyring, which has been kindly provided to me by Dobby the Rage Gamer, who you can follow. She's in the chat. Give her a follow as well, because that
10
is some top
seconds
quality
remaining.
content, especially getting hit by trucks.
I've seen her playing some Hollow Knight lately.
Yeah, she loves it. Absolutely loves it, because that little thing is
It
cute.
looked fun. Looked fun.
But yeah, if you want to win yourself a keyring from Dobby the Rage Gamer, let it go in the chat as soon as CM starts an ult. That's it. Yeah, I want to see let it go straight into the chat. The first person to get let it go in the chat wins himself a keyring.
All right, I'm gonna be in on this, but problem with me is I'm gonna be inaccurate because I've got to wait the 2 minutes. I'm gonna be glancing at my my second monitor, trying to watch for when on the stream the CM ulti comes out first, and be right there with my let it go.
You got to go for it, Gary. We believe.
And if you do it, just for the fluff of it, you have to be singing as well. Otherwise, there's no point.
Yeah, we want you to really commit to it. You got to sing it. I
Yeah.
want you to sing it as you type it.
We have no proof of this, so honor, scouts honor and whatnot
Yeah.
have to be singing.
I want you
And
to
if
be.
you don't know the song, now's your chance to get to do your research before the game starts.
I mean, I'll be.
But you should know the song, otherwise shame on you.
Yeah, I'll be perfectly honest. If you managed to avoid Frozen for this amount of time, I'm really sorry that I've brought that pain upon you, because you've clearly been living somewhere that I can't possibly
I
follow
wish.
you.
I wish I didn't have to deal with it. It was a rough patch, guys. There's no defense against it. Oh
And
my
no,
god, it just took over like everything for like a year.
no Zeus and no
10
PL.
seconds
So Zeus and PL banned out.
Interesting ban on the Zeus. I wonder if they're considering a
5
invis hero.
seconds remaining.
They're considering the Riki, there's something like that hasn't been banned out yet.
Yeah, I think they
Radiant
must be,
team
because
back.
If a Riki can get on top of a Phoenix before the fight begins, the fight will
Radiant
completely
team
change the flow of the fight. If the
team
egg can't come in the Icarus dive, anything like that, there are the Mirana.
Oh yeah, you want someone to take
straight
out a
in.
Phoenix egg.
Well, and it's Moonlight Shadow. They banned the Zeus. It makes perfect sense. Worried about the Alchemist though. An interesting choice.
Yeah, I don't think any of those heroes are particularly worried about Alchemist, so I can only assume that they're going to pick something that doesn't want to fight into
10
him, or
seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
something that's weak early game. Something like a Spectre
5
or
seconds remaining.
they don't want to get steamrolled over in the first half hour, I guess.
Radiant team
yeah,
pick.
that's
Yeah, they called it in the chat. John loves picking up the Drow Ranger.
the Drow would have been really scary for them. I'm imagining Leicester's kicking themselves now because
No, they didn't
if they've
pick it
got
up,
Drow,
yeah.
then so much damage on the CM and Mirana. As we said with the attack speed trait on CM, she could even kick out some serious tower damage
Yeah,
with a Drow on the team.
10 seconds.
but you've got that
remaining.
leap attack speed from Mirana, so
It could
5
become
seconds
super
remaining.
scary if they did that.
yeah, it could take this Phoenix out really quickly.
I still think you might find a Riki, however, with the Mirana being picked up, maybe less so, due to the
Double invis. It could work. It could work.
Gaming with Absinthe wants to know if he can still take part.
Mori, can you still take part? I don't know. You could have more than one keyring, I suppose. I can't see that. You know?
If you sing along and see what happens, you
Yeah.
might end up with two. Who
Exactly.
knows?
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah.
We're not going to rule it out,
That'll
Mori.
be down to the benevolence of Stu later on.
Yeah. And how many other people go for it? If other people are going for it and they haven't already won a keyring, then we might have to say no. But if not, then I'm more than happy for you to have more than one.
The tiny could be a big problem here.
Radiant team
It bursts the Drow out.
Yeah, it's with the initiation from the Earthshaker, with the tiny jumping in, it's gonna be some serious damage to the Undying.
Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's a focal point to try and keep people off the Drow, I suppose.
Yeah, and they're trying to push this strat that they lost to 2 weeks ago, the double structure, the egg and the tombstone.
And I wonder if
Tiny
10
isn't good at it.
seconds
Mirana's
remaining.
good and Cruciema good, so
5
it'd be
seconds
interesting to see
remaining.
how well it lasts. Can you soul rip the egg?
I don't think so. I don't know, because it may well work the same way, because the tombstone heals like a certain number of hits based on.
I think the
On the soul
ability
rip.
says like it heals a specific amount of.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, that's a weird one because that could be a cool interaction. So soul rip, no, it specifically says it heals Tombstone 8 at max level. So presumably it wouldn't heal a sun the same way.
Yeah, it probably makes sense.
Last bang clinks. That's a good call. As I was saying, that could cause some serious problems if
Oh
they
yeah, the Drow damage as well as the clink. That's filthy.
if they got on top of the Earthshaker or the CM or anyone on the back line with a tiny wanting to blink in as well. If they'd got on the tiny, just stopping them getting that initiation, that that big turnaround. Spectre pick. George is saying.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure either. It's pretty spooky to pick a Spectre now on either of the teams.
I don't think the Spectre does enough now that the amount of damage that Desolate's done is so limited because of how hard it is to actually get Desolate to proc.
I think we know who Trent's going to pick last. We've seen him pick it 3 times in their second game of the day now. I keep saying it's a weird choice. I like it here, but
Come on, Gary.
Mirana
Come on,
could
Gary.
pick
Do
up-
the meme.
Oh, I'm not doing the meme. But if they pick it, I'll do it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, Moana is better than Frozen.
Yeah, Moana is
I much
definitely
prefer
better than
Moana.
Frozen.
Although the Rock's kind of jerk.
Oh, I don't know. The best character in the entire film is a chicken. So
Yeah. I mean,
the
the challenge is to sing Frozen.
Yeah, so
It's
you-
to sing Let It Go.
you got to sing. You got to sing and put it in the chat. Let it go. As soon as Crystal Maiden hits an ult, or just starts an ult, or even channels. It just even looks like she's gonna do an ult. Yeah,
Just
let it
looks
snow
like
when
she-
CM
yeah.
does some snow. I want to hear you singing "Let It Go."
AM last span.
I mean,
Interesting.
it's really good at getting on top of the drow.
Yeah, the Drow, if she
10
goes Hurricane
seconds
Pike, though,
remaining.
can silence. But if he has a Manta, yeah, no. I'm with you on that.
5 seconds
It'd be
remaining.
only the Ice Path that would do anything against him.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice. I feel like you could
He could
perhaps
also
have-
just blink on the Phoenix Sun or the Tombstone and deal with that.
Yeah.
Now, something to note, Chaos Knight has me banned, but I'm not sure it's the optimal pick for either. But I think we're getting the Medusa here. Could be wrong, but if past experience is what we see, is going to repeat itself today, it'll be the Medusa.
Yeah, I really do think it'll be the Medusa. I think you're.
I mean, Mirana is quite good against Medusa. High attack speed, very, very set to pick up a diffusal.
Yeah.
But I think Medusa could probably take over with that. Yeah.
If it's just the
Drow
one
damage.
hero, and you called it, Gary.
Yeah.
You called it.
Saw it coming a mile away. Get to know these teams.
I
That's why
like
what
the
they pick.
Medusa here.
I do like the Medusa here. See, my problem is whenever I say that, we then immediately lose with Medusa, so
It'll probably be different for
10
Trent, I should
seconds
think.
remaining.
probably different for Trent. And who are they going to last pick
5
here? They have
seconds
20
remaining.
seconds reserve.
It explains the anti-mage ban as well.
Yep, for sure. They are going to pick
A Weaver. They're going to pick a Weaver. We're going to see a...
maybe a Weaver wouldn't be bad, but I'm thinking more like Invoker.
George is still insistent that it's going to be a Spectre pick to get on the Drow.
I really would be a hard push to see that because the Spectre haunts in. Even if she kills Drow, she's then got.
No, yeah,
there's
you
the
called it,
Invoker.
Gary. That's the Invoker.
Heroes.
She's then got 5 stacks of Skelly Bros hitting her from the Tombstone, and the Phoenix Egg's about to explode. So the
Yeah.
Phoenix would really, the Spectre would really struggle into that, with just how much damage they have across.
I can say from personal experience that the Acronyms Phoenix is really, really good. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him to just do so well in this game. And I also have to say that Drow bow is gorgeous.
I think Drow's going to have a fairly good lane mid as well. The Invoker's really going to have to be on top form to be able to deal with the Frost Arrows.
Yeah.
It's likely going to be a Forge Spirit game again. Oh my god, that Mirana mount is super cute.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll have a bit of that.
I love how you just can't see Mirana herself and it's just the mount. That's like the best part. Oh, and for your Let It Go challenge, she's even got the Arcana.
There you go. See, pick the right challenge there. Pick the right challenge.
Fantastic. Like, perfect. So as we just go in now, what's your predictions? How is it looking in your mind?
I'm not one to want to go against the Trent Medusa because it has been really strong.
It's been super strong, especially with this Drow. I think the big clincher this game is going to be the Mirana and the Earthshaker. If they can do what they need to, if the Mirana can get ahead early, and if this Earthshaker can really get those slams in the fight, it'll be completely in their control.
Yeah, definitely.
Overall, I'm on Trent for this one.
I think they can take this one.
Yeah,
So-
they've done this before. You know, this is something they've practiced. They know. I'm happy to go with them.
So let's have a little look. So we'll take a look over on the Radiant side. We have Gainsworth handling the Tiny. We have Eva on the Earthshaker. We've got JAC taking the Marana. We have Timitson on the CM, and we have Cheddy on the Invoker. And as I said earlier, we've got Acronym taking that Phoenix, which I've seen him do so well on before. We'll see Zarlok on the
30
Undying.
seconds to battle.
I'm with Randy. We'll take that Medusa top. We'll see a mid drow taken by Box King, and we'll have 7734 on the Jakiro. And he hasn't leveled anything yet, but brace yourself.
Fingers crossed, eh?
we could see a nice path. We could see a dual breath.
So this is going to be a solo Tiny versus a Medusa Jakiro. I think the Tiny doesn't get anything, right?
I mean, they've got the Earthshaker up here, but they wouldn't keep it. He took dual breath. He did it,
Hey, he's doing it right.
and he's gonna get 2 runes out of this as well.
And look at the damage. Tiny should level Avalanche and be. Tiny did not.
He's not leveled
Avalanche
anything.
and was not fine. He could have also tossed. and
Oh,
tossed
do we
the
have?
guy back.
He's gonna have 3 seconds too. No, he's not got enough to block the Jakiro. So yeah, 3 runes
He's
straight
probably
away
gonna
of
save
Trent.
it so he can go
That
block the creeps.
is another dual breath onto the Earthshaker, and
Look at the damage it's taken. You know, Earthshaker's going into lane. You're half health. He has 6 tangos, but no iron branches or anything to pair with it.
Ouch.
It's slow regen for him, so you can keep him zoned.
yeah, you could definitely see them really giving this Tiny some trouble here.
Yeah, bottom lane, Marana seems to be farming alright, but this is going to be another, difficult lane. There's a fair bit of kill potential with the Frostbite into Arrow, but with the Undying and the fact he's got Soul Rip, it could be difficult to actually secure any kills.
Yeah, and they're denying well against this Marana as well. So
It is a 2 ranged heroes versus a melee core. or
Yeah, there
melee,
is that.
third position. Well, no, sorry, they're going to be running the Phoenix as 3rd position this game, I'd imagine.
let's take a quick look
Oh
at
no, it's gone Windlance.
Drow versus
and,
Invoker. Oh,
Dogs.
and Drow's gonna go back and Frost Arrow the Invoker, and it's a lot
it's
of
the power of
damage.
this Frost Arrow. You don't aggro creeps, and it's so good. You need to have the Forge Spirit to be able to even compete against it in the lane.
That being
The
said,
Invo-
1 last hit on the Drow, 5 on the Invoker, 6 on the Invoker already.
wow. Tons of damage and kill potential with the Drow, but just not enough to be able to last hit. It's the Forge Spirit gives you such a big advantage last hitting in lane. It's what you're right clicking for 70 with the Invoker, and the Forge Spirit's hitting for
On
32 by itself.
Hero's just doing so much harassment to this Tiny. Just
Yeah, this Tiny isn't going to get anything. Once the Medusa's got at least two or three levels in.
Blood.
Oh wow.
Thanks and have fun.
Oh, and the Phoenix should.
And-
Yeah, Phoenix gets
yeah.
a return kill on the Medusa.
Gets the
The
revenge
Medusa did
kill,
the
and
Marana.
might get the CM too. The CM
Yeah,
doesn't
he's
have
got
any
the
mana,
damage.
doesn't have frostbite, and these burns from the Phoenix, but
Oh, the blast
Phoenix
is not
aggro's
quite
the
enough.
creeps.
Ah, and the attack slow is too much for the Phoenix to handle.
Ooh, this CM is gonna be so squishy with that decay on her. Same
Yeah.
with the Marana.
Yeah, Marana has 600
Undying.
health.
Oh no.
CM
this
doesn't
Undying
even have
has the class.
500 health.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty ridiculous. The Earthshaker is sitting back top again, just trying to get the Tiny some XP, but
And the Drow
Yeah,
has
they
caught
can
up to the Invoker already.
the Invoker's out of regen now. Admittedly, he has, Quas, so he's not completely screwed, but... Ooh, Arcane Rune top. That could be good. If they decide to rotate over. There doesn't look like any of them have gone full bottle.
Earthshaker's running down, so you could see the Earthshaker come down and try and go on the Drow. But every time the
And
Earthshaker leaves
if he
the...
hits that Arcane, that could be seriously bad news for the
This
Drow.
could be very bad news. I don't know if
But
she's
the Drow
spotted
does
that.
have the high
She's
ground
got him
ward.
spotted,
knows-
yeah. She knows
Yep,
he's there.
knows immediately. Doesn't give the game away yet. Tries to keep him mid a bit longer.
Because every
that's-
second that he is mid, it means the Tiny is getting absolutely nothing top.
Yeah. And Medusa just throws a snake, takes half of the Tiny's XP.
They've got
and,
the Undying trapped on the wrong side because the Earthshaker has gone bot, but I don't think they've got the damage to take him out. Out comes the arrow, in comes the...
serious damage,
the bot.
but here comes the decay. Goes up a bit more.
He's going to run away, but he doesn't
Oh.
have enough life.
He's waiting for all these tombstone, Skelly Bros to be built, and they're doing a lot, but the slow just can't do anything with only the Phoenix supporting it. They're super slow, but they don't have any damage.
The Drow could go for this Invoker here.
He's pushed in pretty far. If a TP came out from the CM or the Earthshaker, it would be seriously
a
bad
dead
for
Drow,
Drow.
yeah.
Has to play safe there. And the Jakira's doing great here. He knows the Medusa has this lane against the Tiny, and he's rotating off. He's looking to see what he can do, see if he can wrap around.
We may well
I
see
was
Trent go
hoping
for
he was
this
going
ward.
cold.
They always put a ward here, and he's going to go for it. Out
It's
it
an
comes, yeah.
interesting ward. It scouts out the TPs, which is quite nice, but I'm really not sure about it. And I think the time there on the Jakira would have been better spent stacking and pulling and securing the lane, because if they'd pulled the lane back, the Tiny wouldn't have got anything.
Yeah, he should have gone for that really when the rune was up and tried to take both runes and get the ward.
Yeah, because at the moment, the Tiny is now higher level than the Medusa, and the Medusa just missed 3 last hits in lane, because just the Tiny disrupted.
And what's really made the difference with this Drow catching up in mid is not so much the frost arrows, but the
CM is
denies.
smoked up and moving mid.
Oh yeah, and they've drawn it out round to go round, and the Undying's pinging out that the CM's missing. And how far will the
Yeah,
smoke
this
broke
could be bad.
from?
Shaker getting the rune spot. Top, Jakira's backed off, he's gone bot. They don't know that CM is mid. She has a quarter of her smoke left.
They know she's
But
missing,
Drow
but
isn't
I
far.
don't think they're going to get round on her. This ward's about to time out, so that could be very, very problematic, even if she still wants to go for it.
Yeah, 18 seconds on the ward. The smoke just, it just pops as she comes out the
He
trees.
knows, and
he didn't react quick enough. He knew he was there, and he decided he wanted that last hit before he went back, and it cost him his
greed.
life.
Just a bit of greed.
Tiny just sitting top now, sapping XP and throwing his tree to get last hits.
We've got 3 bot now, so I'm going to give the Medusa a bit more of a hard... I keep saying Medusa, the Mirana a bit more of a hard time.
Yeah, but this lane top could have been so much better for Trent. This Tiny has been able to get so much. He's nearly got his treads. It's 6 minutes. I know, that's slow in general, but for a contested off lane, that's pretty good. And the harass just isn't there from the Medusa, not in the way it should
Yeah,
be.
it needs to get more levels in that snake to keep the Tiny away.
Yeah, 2 levels in Mana Shield. I guess that's pretty usual until you need to go.
I've got the CM round on the Drow again. The Invoker's going to go around top. And I
Focus coming.
think the
This
Drow could
looks
die
like
again.
Drow.
In comes the
immediate TP in
Jakiro.
from Jakiro,
He's
but
cancelled
cancels it.
Yep. He's going to get
Yep.
the kill.
Ooh, does get the CM, but it's going to go down for it. That damage with the Alacrity class, he's doing 200 right damage. Sorry, extort.
That's pretty painful.
Fighting bot. The fight's going on. That's why Jakiro cancelled, looking to get the Shaker.
dive onto the Mirana. They've caught the Undying on the wrong side of the tower.
He has got a decay. Decay's up a
And the-
tiny
the
bit.
frost
gets caught in the
breath.
frost bath. Oh, he doesn't want to go in because he's
Soul
getting a hit.
strike. It's missed.
Is he going to get the?
They're going to turn.
Yeah,
They're going to fight the CM now. If they're going to turn, in comes the Mirana.
Mirana's
The TP at the
up and
shrine.
she's come
And it
back
could
in,
be
and
a
this
triple.
is awful. They're
Oh.
all going down. They stuck around way too long. They didn't have TPs.
And the Undying is.
He's got 24 strength. Can he just die to the tower
Yeah,
instead?
kills himself to the tower and spreads the gold a little. But
Yeah.
you're right. They stayed too long.
They just, and it was the fact that they knew the Mirana was coming up. They knew the shrine was there. Even if the Mirana hadn't come in, there was a possibility they could have just healed at the shrine. It was just way too greedy. It's something we commonly see from Trent is they have this
Over-aggression.
misplay before the 10-minute mark where they die just because of a tiny, just overconfidence in the laning phase.
And the Tiny is definitely coming back into this lane. Like you said, not far off treads now. We've got
There's
the
some
treads on
more
the way
hate
out.
onto the Drow. This could be bad. A 3-man rotation. Easy kills for the supports rotating. The Earthshaker using his Fisher to get the kill. I'm surprised he didn't leave it for the Invoker. Medusa still just farming away. Hit level 6, but Tiny, matching her. He's got his treads now, salving up, looking for a kill, rotating over with the same guys who ganked mid.
Misses the avalanche, and now the Medusa has to get away. And I don't think she realizes that the 3 are coming
She
top.
knows. She knows.
Fisher's
now
blocked him
something's
off.
going on.
Gonna be able to run
Fisher
around it.
doesn't stun, but the
Toss
toss
back.
into frostbite. Yeah,
Oh.
that's a dead Medusa.
Toss back was perfect, just to not let
Yeah.
the Medusa get away.
Thing is, again, that was just a slight misplay because they knew those 2 heroes were mid, and then they saw them walking up top because they just walked
They're gonna
past
try and
the
go on
tower up
bot.
top.
And they go on the Mirana. Nah, they've not got enough. and you look at net worth, Invoker sitting very comfortably at the top, the Mirana ahead of the Medusa, even though she had to, like, the Medusa's not really been contested top because it's just been a tiny, but
Yeah. The mid laners, there's a 1400 gold difference at 9 minutes between the mid laners. That's serious. And this tiny, which should have had the worst lane of his life.
oh, Medusa, you're in
absolutely
trouble.
nothing.
You're in a lot of trouble.
It's that just support duo again. His
Up
ulti
onto
comes
the
out.
ult.
He might be able to make the way, but he runs towards the fissure. The fissure's there for a long
He
time,
cuts the
mate.
tree. Cuts the tree.
And here comes the tombstone to try and turn it around, but they haven't got damage. He drops his tombstone. He tries to do stuff, but they're just going to attack his tombstone. Yeah, just overconfidence in the power of the tombstone. It's a great slowing device, and it shuttles a lot of the damage onto it. But you need to have someone there to do damage as well. Fighting at the rune. Ice Path
Didn't
just
quite
missed
get
it.
the Earthshaker, but now they're letting the tiny farm by pushing the Medusa away from the lane, forcing her to use the shrine.
Prize
Trent seems to be missing their focus on runes as well this game. They lost 3 of the runes this cycle, and then the 5-minute rune was picked up at 8 minutes 30 when the 2 supports rotated top to kill the Medusa. And it's a big chunk of money, for the whole team. It's a big focus, and partly due to that, and partly due to their they're just being controlled by the enemy team. They're now 3k behind on that work.
The only thing I would say is I don't know if this is just that it's not had the chance to get gold, but the Earthshaker is a little further behind than I would have expected him to be. That being said, he's still ahead of both the Undying and the Jakiro, so
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's rough. Yeah, for a 4th position roamer, you'd expect him to be a bit further ahead. But I think that's kind of alleviated by how well the Tiny's been doing. He's really been getting his farm, and he's 1,000 gold off his blink at 10 minutes in. He's going to get a 15-minute blink on this Tiny, and that's if his farm doesn't increase, and he's on pretty poor farm at the moment.
yeah. And the Drow is now behind the tiny as well, so those constant rotations into mid really punishing the Drow.
Very cool.
This could be good top onto the Tiny. The Tiny's looking to push the tower. He knows they're there. Why isn't
He
he
must know
backing?
there.
They come in, ice path forwards
And
easily.
they've
That
got
damage
so
from the
much
Undying.
damage.
But they put the kill on Anthony on the Jakiro. Oh, the Medusa's going Mask of Madness.
I think just needs to be able to farm. Just needs
Yeah,
the increased farm speed.
It's dangerous versus all the magic damage they're doing, but you need to be able to get that farm, get those items,
And
as you said.
the Drow's just backed up and farmed the jungle now.
Yeah, but through all of this, Invoker's just farming mid, having the best day of his life. He's a third of his way to his Ags. He's nearly level 10,
And he has an Invis rune heading top. They've got-
and 1,300 more gold than the Drow. This is gonna be a dead Medusa.
She
Watch
has
out.
a roll.
Smoke break. They know he's there. The lift. The tombstone's dropped immediately. The ice path to try and alleviate it. The stone. Oh, but the
meatball.
stone gaze completely nullifying the damage from the Jakiro ulti.
There it goes.
They're trying to focus a tombstone, but it's just slowing them so much.
And what a
And
rotation.
now we wait to see if anyone let it goes. I've got to take my time.
Oh,
I
Gary's on
didn't
the
sing it at
timer.
the time, so I can't get it. It slipped my mind. I forgot to sing.
Radiant's middle
But we'll
tower
see.
is
2 minutes
under
from now,
attack.
guys.
But the great
Get on
rotation there from Leicester just to get round everyone. And, I mean, they smoked over. They had the Invoker leading with the Invis. They just get on top of the Medusa, and not even the ult can save her when that lift meatball comes out.
Yeah, it's a really nice combo what they did with the invis from the Invoker and then making sure he's smoked. It means that they know where the hero is, even if they're farming and they're non-visible. If the smoke breaks on the Invoker, and they're not in danger of getting turned on.
And all 3 cores on Leicester ahead of the 3 cores of Trent.
Yeah, and they're catching up slowly though. Trent is. The difference between Invoker and Drow is now only 1,000. So that he's slowly catching up, but this is all going to change when the Invoker gets his Ags. They're suddenly going to be able to start fighting, and if the Medusa and the Drow can't fight at that point, I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do.
Dire's
Well,
middle
it's
tower
3k
is
gold
under
advantage
attack.
already on the side of Leicester.
I haven't seen them use a Phoenix egg either. The Phoenix has just been kind of sitting bottom, kind of happily, Hasn't been dying too much. You know, what's he looking at? He's 2-1. You know, he's been sitting slowly farming. He hasn't got an amazing amount of farm, but it's enough to get by. I'm amazed that the Tiny is matching the Drow on farm, despite the fact he should have had such a bad lane.
Yeah, very impressive to be able to get ahead there.
Yeah, and I mean we saw it in the first 3 minutes, like how that lane should have been. It shouldn't have been. You know, it should have been the Tiny not getting anywhere near the lane. And losing mid to the illusion rune on the.
They're gonna rotate the Undying down. Out comes the arrow. They're gonna lift and toss the Phoenix. The no egg comes out. Out comes the shadow and just enough damage to take that Tiny out. And they're picking the Marauder out.
They know he's there. Undying knows he just got strength from it.
We've got another let it go.
There's no detection, but Crystal Maiden is stone form. Invis is over now. Here comes the arrow. Hits onto the range creep.
And they've just about kept the Medusa alive.
Yeah, but even through that, the Drow goes down. Towards the end of the fight. Starts off with the Phoenix going down. The Phoenix couldn't get his ulti off.
It's 2 for 2 on the. It's 2 for 2 on that fight, and it's a little bit of gold more to Trent, but you don't want to be losing those fights there. And so I need to point out, Gary, that you missed the 2-minute mark on Let It Go.
Yeah, but I didn't sing at the time, so I couldn't call it. And Steve refuses to to sing.
And Maury, I don't know if you're intentionally trying to trigger me, Maury, but let go of it. Why would you say let go of it? Maury.
Oh, they're looking to fight bot again. But even though they traded 2 for 2, I think that was quite a positive fight for for Trent. At the very least, just to test their bounds. Did you see how long it took for the tombstone to drop in that?
Yeah, they actually got a well-placed tombstone that they could avoid.
It was a well-placed tombstone, and it was just like the Earthshaker and the Tiny just trying to deal with it. If they'd managed to get off the Sun as well, that would have been like a 4-man wipe on Dire.
And they're going to try and get more farm onto the Drow. They're pinging her out desperately. Earthshaker is pinging the Drow out.
Ooh, scan onto the Medusa, the two supports.
And they know where she's farming, and I think
Tiny and CM.
Yeah, and if she steps down here, she's surely going to die.
They know they're there, but they're not
Tiny's
sure.
rotating up to try and go on the Drow. Out comes the Echo Slam. Now the Sun's... Yeah.
And just melts. Just so much damage. It's the problem this Drow has, as we said in the draft. They have so many heroes that can just jump and get in and in control. Trent really needs to be making these plays. They need to be using the Phoenix. They need to be getting in and really getting in their face and doing this damage. I imagine they're saying wait until Drow has something like a Shadow Blade or her Force Staff finished, because this Drow's farm is
lacking.
Pretty lackluster.
Just lacking, yeah.
Medusa's is catching up, but a Mask of Madness and Phase Boots at 16 minutes just doesn't sound fantastic.
You want to be a little further ahead of that, but the only thing I will say
is 300 gold off Ags.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of money on the Invoker and on all the cores on the Leicester side at the minute. So the only thing I will say is that Trent's we talk about when they're fought into it, but Trent's ability to deny an area and stop someone from pushing is pretty strong. Egg onto Tombstone, and they can hold an area for a very long time, especially when they've got the range on the Drow and the Medusa.
And especially if they get the Stone Gaze off.
Yeah.
Because it may stop the damage from the Sun going through, but it does allow for the zombies to stack up. Unfortunately, we saw a bit of dissynergy with it last fight, where it was just the Medusa fighting with everyone else. So it was the Stone Gaze went off, and then it was the damage from the Jakira was just completely nullified by the fact that they were Stone Gazed.
Unlucky from Leicester here to come through the jungle just after the Medusa's finished farming it. They get a very deep ward, but
they're trying to make use of this blink on Tiny. Tiny's just picked it up. He's going for Echo Saber now. It's going to be scary. They want to unveil this blink. They see someone TPing in top.
Medusa needs to be really careful here. The Drow is coming over, but the blink on the Tiny could really cause
this.
Yeah,
they haven't shown this blink yet. It's going to be right up in their face.
They've spotted the Drow. Oh.
Medusa, is he going to jump? Because he could jump and just throw him back onto the CM if it was in the right position. Nope, they're playing it safe. They don't want to go too aggressive. But now they've just shown the blink. If if anyone on Trent is paying a lot close attention, they can clearly see Tiny has that blink up and running. Earthshaker sitting bottom. I don't know if he's watching the map or what. It's just trying to scrounge up what XP and farm he can. And the Phoenix still only level 9. This roaming Earthshaker is level 10.
Invoker's going to try and go on the drow. Gets the lift, gets the meatball, gets the sunstrike. Silence
Phoenix
there,
looking to
but
kill
just
bot.
burns. And
Phoenix solos the Earthshaker bot.
doesn't even use egg.
No, doesn't use egg, but unveils, well, the Veil of Discord.
Unveils the veil.
Yeah,
And they're going to
really
fight top.
making use of that item.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
As soon as there's any initiation here, if you initiate onto the, if you initiate onto Moran like this, you know the Tiny's going to jump straight in, and just look at that damage.
Burst. The
Tombstone up on
Tombstone
the
goes
high
in a
ground,
great
Here
spot.
comes the egg, but they're all up. Look at this damage, just those two big abilities getting off. The Invoker comes in, they know it's not going to happen. Damage onto the Tiny, but they just don't have detection. They're YOLOing forwards, trying to get the damage out onto the Tiny.
He's used ability, so he might burn down for this.
Oh!
The
And they
decay
managed
gets
to
him,
get it
and
with
the
last
laser's
decay.
going to hold the Undying up while he decays. Is it? No, it's not, because
Let
he
it
lets
go,
it
guys.
go. And the Sunstrike takes the
And here's
Phoenix
Drow
as well.
coming in on the back lines.
And let's clean up, Drow.
Vision on
Silence, but-
just onto the Invo. This should be a dead Invoker.
If he gets out of vision, he doesn't.
Ooh,
And that's
just
1,000 gold onto the Drow.
That is big. The Drow turning up then was, fantastic. It would have been better if he turned up a bit earlier, but the fact, he came and didn't decide just to keep farming or try to push a tower or whatnot, it was really good. They knew they didn't have the Earthshaker for that fight. They killed him bot. They TP'd the Phoenix top. As soon as the Phoenix TP'd in, he dropped his egg. Unfortunately, by that point, the Medusa and the Jakiro had gone down. See, I think that's the problem with Trent at the moment, or this draft, is, as I was trying to explain before they went in, is if they went on the Mirana, the Tiny was immediately going to blink in and control them.
Yeah.
If they went on the Tiny, the Mirana was immediately going to leap in and control them.
And they've got
Yeah,
that
it's-
Shadow Blade
it's-
onto the Drow now. That 1,000 gold goes straight onto a Shadow Blade.
Yeah, I think that's one of the better options for this. They need to get that kind of initiation to try and get the backline pickoffs when you initiate.
And there's 3 down
Also,
that
with
can go on
that
this
fight,
Phoenix.
the reason they had so much trouble, Trent, is because they stacked up right on top of each other, the Jakiro and the Medusa.
And 1 Avalanche, yeah.
One avalanche, a toss, and that's both of those heroes just out of the ballpark. Yeah. I'm surprised we haven't seen a casual cloak picked up on the Jakiro
And they're pinging out the dewarding here, so they
or on the Undying.
know that the CM is in the area, but I don't think Trent really can fight this without either of their cores there. They don't quite have the damage.
Yeah.
Kaya picked up onto the
That's-
Phoenix.
Invoker's running over. He's getting
he's
his Yules now,
Tombstone
heading towards it. Ooh, Tombstone early. That could be really bad. They do have the Phoenix Sun, but now
They
with
know
no
it's down for
Tombstone
60
the fight,
seconds. They don't want to fight here because the Invoker is in the range. The Avalanche.
They just
They
jumps
keep
forward,
the
uses
Undying
his ulti.
alive. The laser. In comes the Sunstrike. She lets it go again. And they just keep them away from the fight. But the Drow now has time to
for
come
a
down.
CM ulti, for a CM ulti, you just got
Radiant's
an
middle
Undying
tower
and
is
a
under
Jakiro
attack.
ulti. So now the Jakiro ulti can't be dropped to push out the creeps from under the tier 1, which would have single-handedly, saved that tower. The Undying hasn't got a Tombstone, can't even steal strength. They have an egg, but they have an Invoker sitting on the back lines. They have a Mirana sitting on the back lines.
Jakiro
I'm not
gets a
sure what
lot
they
of
can do.
harass out onto the
But
Tiny.
here is the Shadow Blade. They know she's there in biz. They're dropping these sentries, but she
Oh,
does
the
so
tornado.
much damage.
The Tornado
Oh, but
protects the
lift, it
Drow.
stops.
In comes
Oh,
the
but here
Echo
comes the Echo
Slam.
The toss onto the Phoenix. Phoenix
And
jumps back. but
Medusa running down to try and get in the fight and just has to run away.
So much damage. It was a really awkward position now because the Drow had initiated.
Arrow goes for Medusa. They're going to blink straight onto the Undying.
Here comes the
Medusa
Stone
roll
Gaze.
doesn't have the range to hit the Mirana. She's so low. She has
No.
54 health.
They're so low, Medusa. There is still an egg, so if they choose to turn and fight as they might, Medusa can still get stuff done. Sorry, I was wondering if they were going to get the Earthshaker there. But for the last 3 minutes, everyone in the entire game has just been localized in this this bot
Bot
tower.
area. No one's doing
area.
anything
No
but
one's been
fighting
able
bot.
to farm. No one's been, and I think that's probably ended up better for Trent than for Leicester, as we saw Medusa turning up late to that last fight because she was off, she was farming, she was trying to make use of that map.
And getting a
and
lot
with
out of it
this
as well,
space-
catching up.
yeah, with this space now on the map, because everyone's trying to just get back to where they were, this Drow's getting enough space and time to farm up.
Yeah, and might be
she had
able
a
to
really rough
and
lane
needs
to
to Shadow
free
Blade away
it.
because the CM's here, and yeah, thinks about turning around, starts the animation.
Scaredy.
Radiant's
You
middle
would
tower
usually
is
expect the
under
Drow to
attack.
just want to fight the CM in that kind of situation, but
Just
clearly
scared.
scared of the.
We see Maelstrom
Now
on
this-
the Medusa now, so
this-
Maelstrom, Lance, Mask of Madness, and she can now definitely accelerate her farm.
Yeah. See, this is a problem now. They're getting kind of spooked about where they can farm. They're trying to work out, because you've got the Mirana, the Medusa, and the Drow all farming in the same area. The Drow is diligently allowing the Medusa to get majority, but it's difficult because you can see just by the profile formed by Leicester's team that they're being choked out, Trent is.
Mori has run out of ways to not say let it go whilst still sort of saying let it go. We've had release it, Crystal Maiden, let go of it. But we do have 2 let it goes. One from Gimme the Loot, who already has a keyring coming. Oh, and CM goes Sunstrike's return onto the Drow. And every time they get a kill on the Drow dies again.
It's so not worth it. It's just harsh.
We do finally have Steve getting himself a keyring. Steve,
Yeah.
are you going to admit to having sung that? They've scanned the
Radiant
Medusa.
are scanning.
They've scanned her out. So they know she's farming
Yeah.
there.
I wonder if they're
Oh,
considering
and
Roche.
the tiny blinks up and misses it. Are
They
you gonna
could go Roche if they wanted. It might be a good time.
admit it, Steve? Are you gonna admit that you sang it?
We'll find out in 2 minutes. I'd love to be streaming this live, but unfortunately, tournament rules and whatnot.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom
they're a bit
tower
funny about it.
is under
What I
attack.
could, I suppose, do is watch on a longer delay and then have my actual stream set with less delay. But you know,
Yeah, we could watch it,
Radiant's
4-minute delay
bottom
or.
tower has fallen.
But we'll work it out.
I mean, I feel like
Kaya on the Phoenix.
the
She's had it for a
organisers, the organisers of the tournament, obviously not considering that you can watch live with Dota Plus. So even them saying, yeah, I have to watch in Dota TV. Well, I don't. I could just watch live. But
Uh-huh. They're looking to fight top. They see Tiny. He's gone forwards. He's used
there's
his.
some people behind the
outmatch.
Medusa, but the Tornado's going to come out and catch both
Ooh,
the
but
Phoenix
she
and the
gets lift.
Medusa.
Is she going to get EMP'd? No, the Sunstrike coming out. Here's the EMP. All
Here
the
comes the
Medusa's
egg.
mana gone.
Here
But
comes the
here's
egg. They're
the
going
egg,
to hold the
here's the
Medusa
tombstone.
alive. Great ult
They're
from the
getting-
Jakiro, and they're going to get the Drow gets the invoke on the back line. They
Absolutely
get the
outrun
dust
the
off,
dust
and
coming
they
out.
manage to get him. And is it 4? It's 4,
Fantastic.
and
It
no
was the
one
perfect
on Trent
initiation.
dies.
They went into the fight. They knew the Tiny didn't have his blink avalanche. He just used his avalanche to try and nuke the creep wave. So when they did go in, it was just the lift from the invoker. It didn't do enough damage. The sun came out. The tombstone was dropped nice and early. They just didn't have anything to deal with that stuff.
And we talked about that area of denial that Trent have when they get a team fight right. You just can't be in an area because the undying ult or the tombstone just slows you down so much. And then when there's an egg on top of you, you just can't fight.
And I was talking about how CM is quite a good hero to deal with this kind of thing. They've
Or they've
because
got
she
the
has
protection
that
for the Drow, and
250
she's going to turn and fight.
attack speed aura,
Long
attack
range
speed aura.
Fisher, stun, and again they get a good fight, and then the Drow
Always
dies.
on there. Just get a bit too overconfident and just get picked off.
He's going to drop the tombstone,
Tombstone
try and keep
drops,
himself
trying to turn
alive.
it. They
Double
need
decay, out
rotations
comes
for
the
this.
avalanche, in comes the Mirana, and I don't think
No
the
mana
Undying is
for
going to
decay.
survive that.
Yeah. And now they're going to feed 200 gold with the tombstone. Man just coming along, missing 3 hit attacks in a row.
And for every good
Light
fight
up
that
town.
Trent get, they seem to mess it up. They seem to feed away a kill. They're making really good plays and then losing the advantage they gain off them. That being
It's
said,
rough. I feel like they're a really, really good team
Radiant's
defensively. They have some
middle
really,
tower
really
is
good
under
counter
attack.
initiation and counter control kind of stuff. However, when they try to be proactive about it, I think the enemy has a level of polish on their draft that Trent is missing. This kind of control. But again, this Tiny making mistakes, jumping straight forwards. He has a
not
visibility,
so
but
sure how much of a mistake it is when it's only the Medusa and the Jakiro here.
If there'd been more there, that would have been end of Tiny, and that would have been another team fight lost for them. But whilst they're pushing tier 2 top, we've got Phoenix pushing in bot. Cancels the TP, so there can't be any Phoenix coming in. looking to try and take the
Morana's
tower.
combo is going to miss this arrow.
Yeah, but
Down
Phoenix
goes
doesn't have
down goes
ATP.
He can just run away.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And they're
See
looking to
if-
turn back and go on the Drow. They're pinging it out. Long range Fisher
Oh,
gets
here
the
comes
Drow.
Moonlight Shadow.
Dust
Dust
misses
coming out.
the... Oh, Dust still hits the Drow. Medusa ults pop, but it's not going to get anyone. They're just going to smoke away. Or sorry, Moonlight Shadow away.
Yeah, I don't think that's the worst in the world. You know, they lost to tier 2. You know, they traded tier 2s and they just backed out. The Phoenix managed to get some farm during that, which was good. It's now going for the
Starts
Shivas.
the Shivas, yeah.
Finished Rod of Atos.
Drow's got that pike finished, so now a lot more survivable.
Mm-hmm.
And we see the Medusa already looking to start getting onto that Skadi.
BKB just been picked up by Medusa. Medusa Marana. That's going to be a big thing in the fight. Because most of their damage is the slow from the Tombstone, the Phoenix. I mean, the Phoenix.
Drow,
still
how
goes through
brave
it,
do
but
you
it means-
feel? Not
Ooh.
that brave.
Drow again, just being so ballsy, just trying to get this farm. 5 and 9. I think she left the laning stage at something like 1 and 5. Really, really rough game. Just trying to sap XP at the moment.
But a big
I would
turnaround
not
from
come back out
Medusa.
Drow if I were you.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
They're looking to take
There's
tier 2
going to be
bot.
5 there now, and she's gone invis and going to go around again. And one dust, anyone with dust. The CM has some. The Tiny has some. She's
This is
following the
bold.
Marana.
Bold Drow. But during all this, again, the Phoenix is pushing out the lane.
And Drow's going to
I
TP
feel
to
like
top.
it shouldn't be the Phoenix's job to do this. This should be the Medusa or something like
They're
that.
going to jump
pushing
onto the
up lane.
Medusa. And comes the Avalanche, long range Fisher. In comes the Tornado,
So
lifts
much
the Medusa
damage.
away from the
BKB
damage.
coming out on the Marana. They can't stun now because of the BKB. Look,
And they let it go.
Stuns, but Marana just sits there and just attacks the BKB. No hope of that succeeding. The Tombstone's going to go down as well.
And
4 for 1.
it's like as soon as the Drow left, instantly, Leicester go. They know there's no Drow there to chuck that damage out, and they just pick the Medusa off so quickly.
Yeah, they take the Medusa off beginning of the fight. As I was talking about with the BKB on the Marana, you know, you can't stop her from hitting the Tombstone or the egg now. So, you know, Phoenix jumped in, egged right in from the Marana. The Marana was just BKB'd and just attacked it. You know, there was no slow, no anything like that, no evasion, and you know, just the sun went down, easy as anything.
And Drow going to push out mid while they just take T2.
Yeah, there's not much the Drow can do but farm at the moment. Going back for a BKB, is there an item on the courier? Because that's quite concerning if she's only got that much farm.
Doesn't look like it.
No, 10,000 net worth. Went for the full Hurricane Pike instead of a damage item. Damage or agi build item. Now going for the BKB, so it's gonna be stuck at this
Is
kind
the
of
Tiny
damage.
going to die to... Oh no, he has 79 health there. That was a close one.
Radiant's middle tower.
And they're going to salve him up.
And a single charge on his stick. This isn't awful for Trent, as they have the other 2 lanes pushed out. It's not like they can then go off this high ground push here, you know, take the mid tower, go do Roche, and then push top and take, you know, high ground top or go back bot. Because the Phoenix has been doing his job quite diligently, he's, you know, been pushing out the lanes, really trying. I feel like, again, that should really be the Medusa or the Drow's job, but, you know, it's a problem with how on point Leicester's been at picking them off.
Yeah, I feel like the Drow now with the Shadow Blade should be... He should be trying to do that almost rat pushing when
I feel like a
Leicester's
Silver's
stacking.
Edge is going to be a really, really big thing as well. Not for the break, but for the 40% damage reduction.
Shadows take us.
Or is it 6% damage reduction? I can't remember. There's a 40% in there somewhere.
Let's have a look.
Because if you drop that on the Tiny, they won't be able to blow up one hero. If you drop it on the Invoker, the
Oh, they're
Meatball
gonna
does
go.
like nothing.
I don't think they realise they're going to be walking into the whole Trent team there. But they
I
they
think
choose to back
that
up.
the CM turning up and the 2 dusts being used there, I think Trent realised they're all there, and fighting up high ground there would be a death wish.
Drop it like it's cold. Oh, Maury. Every time I'm expecting you to not bring anything
go
more.
another few minutes until CM uses another, so you better get another one lined up. Again, the same ward we saw last game with the obs just right in the back of the ancient high ground around Roche. Just trying
Comes
to
the arrow.
get
It's going to
vision.
hit the Undying, and can they follow this up?
This could be awful.
Leaps out of the ice path, bursts the Jakiro, bursts the Undying, in comes the Medusa
So much
roll.
damage. The Force Staff through with the Medusa.
There's a lot of damage coming
So
out, and
much
gets the
damage.
Tiny. In comes a Cataclysm. Hits 2 on the Drow, but not enough damage to
2
kill her.
for 1 trade. At the moment, that's probably not awful as the money went onto the Medusa.
And it's the 2 supports on Trent that went down for the Tiny on Leicester. So I don't think they've got a problem with that. But
And I think it's asserting a dominance as well. They now know that they can't, they know the Medusa does some damage. That was, however, the 10-second BKB on the Medusa.
yeah,
Drow doing her damnedest to try and get this BKB sorted. She really, really needs it, just because the level of control coming out from Leicester is scary. She can get soloed by the Earthshaker at the moment.
Medusa doing well to stay on top of the net worth
Net
charts.
Yeah, good luck going back for Scardy now. Haven't seen a Lincoln's this game. But with the BKB, it's not the biggest deal. BKB giving a lot more strength and a lot of armor. No armor. Never mind. I'm dumb. Sorry.
It's just damage. and
I
strength.
when I usually build, I usually pair it with Assault Cuirass.
And the Drow, if you get spotted by the Tiny, you are dead. Why are you farming there?
So ballsy.
Gonna leave.
Drow,
What? The Tiny just chose not to go. Has a Shadow Blade and could still go for this Drow.
This looks like the end. Is she going to
Leave,
Shadow Blade
leave.
immediately? She's not. That is the end of the Drow. Just so ballsy.
No, it's yeah, it is. The tree throw misses. The Sunstrike misses. How
Just-
does she live?
Just walks out of range of the Sentry Wards. Oh no!
She doesn't. That's how she doesn't live.
Doesn't try to walk it off. Goes for the TP and gets caught.
And now, with no damage on the Medusa from the Drow, which is what was powering her in fights, really, they can look to take this bot racks, this bot
Yeah,
teeth.
they
bot
have
racks.
the BKBs up on all their heroes. There's now an MKB on the Mirana. That's some serious damage. Even if you're not worried about the evasion chance, that's serious, serious damage. You have a 75% chance to do an extra 100 magic damage per hit. A ton of damage. Yeah, it's going to be really, really difficult to get a good stun off at this point. CM is 5 levels
This
off
comes in,
that
gets the
100.
Phoenix. Out comes the EMP. Tombstone gets dropped. He tries to dive away.
Avalanche
Gets
disjointing
tossed in.
the Icarus dive.
Oh, it's a great ice
Medusa comes
path.
right forwards though with the slow from the Tombstone. They just can't get away.
The ice path there held 3 in place as the Medusa hit the ult, and
Fantastic.
turned that fight around.
We're really starting to see how much damage the Medusa can output and how effective the Stone Gaze is early on because magic damage.
Oh,
is
look
a
at the
lot
burst from the Mirana. Just,
This is-
oh,
no! So much damage. Is she
My
gonna try an egg?
fucking God.
Possible kill.
You make a fine crater.
Wow. That was painful. But here comes the Drow. Don't worry, 1v3. She's got this. Walks straight under a ward. They know she's
Ping her
there,
out.
and she's gonna go home.
I mean, the only consolation is that with no CM and Invoker, they're going to be a bit more hesitant to push, but they're still going to get
with
there.
Mirana's doing 300 damage plus she has an MKB. She can just
The
sit
tiny blink.
bottom
Oh, he hits the avalanche. Doesn't get the toss onto the
onto
Drow.
This Drow needs this BKB. She's been farming it for the last 10 minutes and she's still 800 gold off.
The prize is
This
mine.
Drow is just so... The Phoenix has more farm than this Drow. And the Drow, as I'm sure you've noticed, is late to every fight because she's focusing her hardest on farming. Did you see how much damage that Tiny just did to that tower in one hit?
Yeah. Brutal.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And out comes the Undying to try and deal with some of the
Pretty
tiny arrow
scary.
whiffs. They're going to try and burst the Undying
Doesn't
out,
get
and
the
he's only
Tombstone
just
down.
come
He
back.
gets Tombstone
And
on
now
death.
it's 4 on top of the Drow. In comes the ice part to hold 2, but the Cataclysm.
Try and save. Oh,
he
gets hit
force
by
stuffs
Jakiro
into it.
Cataclysm.
She lets it go. Undying buys back. They burst the Jakiro.
The Tombstone's still up. Look how slow the Marauder is. But just leaps and
The
does so
second
much
Tombstone
damage.
coming in. Long
The
range
control
stun to keep
onto
the
the Undying.
Undying away.
This is looking rough, Trent. Come on, you guys got this. You've still
Here
got
comes
the
the zombie. They're
Icarus
going to
dive
slow
into-
him down.
Thanks you.
And
You've
they're
got
not
Icarus
gonna
dive into
after it.
Phoenix ulti.
They know how much attack speed that Mirana has and can just get rid of the egg too quick. And 50 seconds, no Drow. 40 seconds, no Jakiro.
40 seconds, no Tombstone.
Dire's bottom barracks are
They
under
know how much
Not
damage
unless
these
the Undying
guys
dies.
can do.
Oh, he doesn't. Yeah.
But this Medusa can equally do some damage if they get a good stun with the Medusa ulti. Here comes the
Here comes
Medusa ulti. Come
How
on,
many
son.
does it hit? It hits
But
one, it hits
Phoenix
two.
is
It's got
backing off.
it's got the Mirana.
It's so much damage from the Medusa.
And they've
Easily
got the
spot
vision
out
on the Earthshaker as well.
The Tiny. Did you see how close he was to blinking out with that Icarus dive?
Oh, and they've spotted him. They've spotted him. And they're going to get the Earthshaker as well.
He's not getting out of this one.
And they get
Burns up
they
because
get
of
the
the
third.
dog. Invoker going on the Medusa. Refresher on the Invoker using Cataclysm.
Doesn't get it, and then gets turned around on the Tiny goes down.
Accelerate.
In comes
Taking down the
Ice
Tiny. The Tiny
Path. Doesn't
walking
hit
in.
the Invoker.
But still, that was a 3-man defense, 3v5, and they've ended up, 4 for 1.
In
That's
the
a
Infinity.
pretty good haul.
Radiant
Seeing as
structures are fortified.
there wasn't any Tombstone, there wasn't a Drow. This Medusa single-handedly, halting this progress and saving this game as it is, only losing a tower and ranged rack spot. I feel like this Drow just needs to play a lot safer. Play behind the Medusa, just try and support that kind of game.
Medusa is only
You
600
know
off
you're
now,
not
the,
doing super
Skadi.
well. Just build Agi. Make sure you're alive in the fight so this Medusa's doing
Yeah,
even more damage.
Let the Medusa be the
Yeah.
carry there. And picks up the Skadi, and now with the level 25 talent as well. Good luck.
That's gonna
Good
be-
luck pushing into that.
Super slow. That paired with the Tombstone, they're not going to be able to do anything. They've got the Tombstone for attack speed, movement speed slow. They've got the Eye of Skadi for movement speed slow. They've got the Skadi coming out on. Oh no, he's going back for Sheepstick. He's not going Skadi on Phoenix. That'll be an interesting pickup. It'll definitely be an answer to the Mirana just jumping on the sun when its BKB is low.
Yeah.
Make it rain, except the rain is solid because of sub-zero temperatures.
Making it rain.
Wow, wow, you're really trying hard here. Really trying hard. And Mirana's going for Skadi as well. There's definitely a a mirror going on here between or a comparison going on between the items of Medusa and Mirana.
And the past, the past 2 minutes, 3 minutes have seen a 5,000 gold swing for Trent. They've gone
Yeah,
from
it's
7,500
big,
down to
definitely
just
coming back.
2,500, and even
But
less
throughout
now.
all of that, Medusa's been right up at the top, sitting there, net worth highest, doing so much damage in team fights. And I think we've seen the big change since she hasn't been the one being initiated on. Every time she's initiated in the last 5 minutes, it's been her force-staffing whilst ulting into the fight.
They're into Roche, so I think Leicester are going to take this uncontested.
Do
Trent just don't know.
Not by the looks of it. They're waddling around. Phoenix might be able to spot it out, but it's going to be too late. The Fissure going out, they know now, they're moving over, but
Yeah,
wait,
blocked off by the Earthshaker Fisher.
onto the Mirana.
I think it's the safety of knowing that they can take out that egg when they need to.
Yeah.
So still, yeah, big gold swing in the direction of Trent. XP very much the
However-
same. In fact, XP is nearly 10,000 change.
Wow. Yeah,
And-
they're really pushing back.
And in
That's
fact,
the elastic band that is Dota 2.
yeah, and Dota Plus now is actually predicting 60% more likely that Trent win.
Wow, yeah, I can really see that turning with
Dire's
the
top
Mirana as the
shrine is under
hardcore on Leicester versus the Medusa on Trent. The Invoker, however strong he is,
Dire's top
late game
shrine
really
has
loses
fallen.
its effectiveness because the damage have fixed values, whereas right clickers can scale more effectively into the late game.
And Drow has hit this BKB, and again, look
Just
how
in a
far up she
stupid
is.
position, and she isn't TPing out straight away. She's not going to farm elsewhere. It's a really weird thing she does. She pushes out, waits in the trees. Usually you'd push out, you'd TP to a different lane, you'd TP to the jungle, TP to the shrine.
All I can
Make the
think of is
most of
that the Drow's aura is giving the Medusa damage. They hope that the Medusa can win the fights with the Drow's damage, and the Drow can push.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
should
that-
they should know now. The Drow should feel a bit safer knowing that that it's all 5 of Leicester top.
Yeah, unfortunately Trent doesn't have the vision of them. They have a general idea, they can see 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, and
but-
they jump onto
Oh,
the
and
Medusa.
this is a fight
In
straight
comes the
onto the
Tombstone.
Medusa.
BKB goes out. She drops the ult. Gets the
Oh, but
Mirana.
Mirana gets caught!
So
Both
Tiny
the
goes
Tiny
down.
and
Mirana.
Mirana down for
Mirana
nothing.
is there. And
They
can they
haven't
keep
got
her
any
up?
turn potential. They've only got the
Oh,
Echo
in
Slam,
comes
but it's
the
a
Echo
4-man
Slam!
Echo.
Laser comes out from the
Still
Phoenix.
coming out onto Hero, keeping him up.
BKB from
but
the Drow in,
meatball
lets it go.
Medusa-
Damage from
Medusa's
the
gonna
Cataclysm
go
takes the
down.
Medusa down. Maiden buys back. They're going to get the
There's
Mirana
Drow.
again.
This is what the Drow needs to do. She needs to be on the back. She needs to make sure she lives through the fight and then push forward.
And the Invoker just runs away. 3 for 2.
4 for 2. Buy back on CM.
Oh yeah, buyback on the CM. So 4 for 2. And they do lose the Medusa, but
I
I'd
was
say
still
that's a good fight for
serious
Trent.
DPS. Yeah. with the with the juicer going down there, it was rough. I wonder how much she was worth. 500, only 500. It wasn't the end of the world, but still, it was big. But the amount of damage they done onto the Tiny and Mirana before the fight began, it was just, oh, what? You had 2 cores there? They've been farming for the last 43 minutes?
No, you didn't.
And that was after an initiation onto the Medusa. As I said, if they don't initiate onto the Medusa, there's absolutely no hope at all. And even when they do at the moment, they're really, really struggling. And that's finally put Trent in the lead of net worth. They're now 2k up.
And the Drow
They
catching
seem
up to the Phoenix as well. They're going to
Yeah,
ping
they
the
seem
Drow
to-
out. Invoker runs forward. Tiny's going to come up for her. Shadow Blades up.
Yeah, the
Drow, don't go back.
Drow, get out.
They're pinging
Get
out. In
No!
comes the Tiny, and the Drow is
4 staff, invis,
away,
but
away.
you know,
Silence. Gets hit by the Invoker.
yeah,
Did I hear
it's rough. She keeps playing way, way, way too out there. As I commended her last game for staying at the back of the fight and being there to try and pick off and help, just making sure she was alive throughout the fight. And then they go and play these really aggressive things. I feel like she should be playing something like an anti-mage or something like that that has much more escapability than Drow. I wonder if the players are a lot more used to playing heroes like that rather than Drow.
They're going to try and look to push in mid here. Do they know? Is the Medusa out? The Medusa is back up, and she's looking at getting the Mjolnir.
And we've
Out
seen
comes the
they can
Tombstone.
fight without the Drow before, and this is the level 20 on the CM. Sitting at the back with plus 250 attack speed.
In comes the
absolutely
Medusa. They
annihilating.
force the Tiny forward. Out comes the BKB
Not
just at the
dealing
right
with the
time.
Tombstone.
Oh my word! The Medusa damage is unreal. And the Phoenix can
just-
just egg and
Refresh, go straight back up to full health, and now they just
Dire's top
march
tower is
Three
under-
march
for-
towards victory.
3 for a buyback on the Drow.
They didn't deal with the Tombstone in that fight.
It was dropped
CM
really
starts off
early.
pushing it, but was forced to back off. So through the whole of that, it was the Medusa ran forwards, causing them to run away, so they couldn't get the Tombstone. Because they didn't get the Tombstone, they couldn't run away. And then they just got annihilated.
Sorry, Gary. I'm just
Ice
saying-
Ice Lady.
Ice Ice Lady.
Yes.
Oh man.
I think I'm dying.
Give him a ward, come on.
Radiant's middle tower
Oh, bye-bye, Drow. Or not.
Once again, getting caught
No,
off,
tree
trying
missed.
to turn onto him. But still, what is she doing there? The rest of her team went and pushed mid.
Radiant's middle tower
The lanes are all pushed out. Why did she need to go and farm?
structures are fortified.
She's now 3k net worth behind the Phoenix. Because she did nothing in the last fight.
And you talked about how useful that sheepstick was going to be from the Phoenix. Oh, the tornado. The BKB will stop the tornado. And she ults back, but they're going to just pick off
they
the...
might. Yeah, they're going to get her on the back line. They dropped the Tombstone for it as well. Clearly, really investing in this this high ground. They don't have the sun for 16 seconds.
I don't think they
So-
really can push up here.
No, I think the Medusa hesitant without its ulti, and they're just going to feed the Tombstone and back off. But again, the Drow out pushing lane. It's an interesting choice. If she'd been there, it would have been 5v4 pushing high ground. They have the sun. They have the Tombstone. I think it could have been completely different. It's Drow, But as long as the Drow is alive, they're doing what they need to. Curious, he went for BTs just so he can try and split these lanes and push them out.
Yeah, so the Drow still...
It's so interesting to me because that's how she dies every time. She's 5 and 12,
too far out of the way.
being way too far out trying to push these lanes. She's not survivable enough. She's not strong enough. She needs to fight with her team. That's where Drow shines. She's a really, really strong, dealer. If you think of her in terms of like a sniper, you wouldn't send a sniper to go and push the side lanes.
I mean, the only thing I can say is they're probably winning now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no, they're definitely winning now. 5k up. They now have, Phoenix has higher net worth than the enemy Invoker. That is seriously unusual to see because Invoker just has so much capacity to nuke out creep waves and farm efficiently.
I talked about how good how good Acronym is on that Phoenix. I've seen him play it before. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been doing some seriously good stuff. You know, holding the ulti when it needs to be held, and really, they've always been in good positions. He is holding 2 smokes as well, so maybe they're considering to try and get hold of the map.
Yeah,
Try
the
and
only,
get some more
the
deep
only
wards out.
real criticism I would have, or particular criticism I have of Trent now, is that they've got to start getting out and doing more with it when they go. Because
Yeah,
the minute
Medusa
they're
can
still a
be
bit
as
passive.
strong as anything. You can defend against Megas, but as long as she's playing on the back foot, there's not much hope for it. So they're looking now. Leicester's rotating bottom, looking to see if they can sneak that melee racks in. This Tiny does a ton of damage. He's probably going to look to blink forwards, but he whiffs his combo. He misses the avalanche. He misses the toss.
And in
This
comes the
must just
Drow,
be
he
pressure.
takes the creep out. The Tornado misses everyone, and in comes the Medusa. Can she get far forward enough? Not quite.
And
Long,
now
nice
Drow
path
is
misses.
waddling over.
Drow's going to run back to top.
Now, they may be ahead, but Leicester has complete control of the map at this point. As you said, they haven't been pushing out, so all of their lanes are pushed in. So even if they win a big fight now majorly, they can't get any objectives from it.
They've got to get something for winning these fights. That's the
They
problem.
need to smoke up. They need to try and... if they knew that all of the enemy team was just split across the different lanes, which they kind of do. They know all the lanes are being pushed in. They know they can't all be in the same place. They should be smoking out as 5 and taking off one half of the team. But they're sitting back, trying to be defensive. Medusa stepping a bit far outside the base. Same with Drow. This could be bad.
The Earthshaker
Nope,
could have
play it
blinked
safe.
on, but
Yeah, but they know the Invoker and the Mirana's top. They know the Tiny and the CM's bottom. See, knowing this, I'm surprised they haven't gone for any kills. They know the Tiny's been sitting bot.
This'll come in handy.
They're just waiting out Roche at the moment. Ping's coming out on Roche. Roche will be up any time now.
yeah, we've probably got half a minute left on Roche.
Yeah.
It's the bad time for them to check it, really, but
But it won't be long now.
they're going to leave the spirits there. I think they might last just long enough for it to... how long we got? 46. I think they were going to last just long enough for it to spot them coming up, so...
Yeah, so they're going to see it, and there's a DD rune outside. This couldn't be worse for Trent, couldn't be better. Trent has lost their 5k lead. They're now down to barely ahead of them, just because they haven't got map control. They're only farming the 3 creep waves that are getting pushed into base.
Are scanning.
They're scanning to see if Roche is up.
it is up now, and the Forge Spirits were long enough to spot
easily
it.
scouting it out. Invoker's going to go, and she's going to see the DD as well. Perfect, they're going to give it to Mirana. Mirana's going to do so much damage, 500 damage plus 100 on there, on 3/4 of the
Trent
hits.
just scanned for it, so they're not even going to see it coming.
No, it's worst timing possible. But without a crit, this Mirana's hitting for 700 damage.
Ouch.
That's ridiculous. Dropping her boots in aid of picking up the Aegis, and Cheese goes onto the Invoker. And with that, Trent's just going to have to play safe. They know that.
Oh, the BKB's just popped on the Drow.
And she's showing it to the creep wave as well. Leicester knows, she's still farming. Leicester now knows she's used her BKB. They don't have it for the next fight. Drow can't be anywhere near the front lines in this fight. I really hope she's learned a lesson, because if she's up front and tries to go for those early kills, she stands to lose in the game. What's their buyback status like?
I think it's up on
So
everyone.
Drow doesn't have buyback,
But
not
not-
for the next minute. So I'm not sure if Leicester will be able to predict that, as it varies on buyback time. But looks like they're going to go in anyway. This could be difficult if the Drow can't buy back. The rest of the team has buyback apart from the Undying.
Try to catch the Tiny, but he can just force away and live.
The rest of the team's behind him. The CM has a 4-staff. The CM now has a BKB as well.
Oh, and Undying disconnects. I guess that makes sense. I've just seen them in the group chat posting that they're disconnected.
I'm sure they'll be back in a minute. So this could be difficult. I'd expect for them to at least lose the melee racks, but if they're not careful, Leicester could still stand to lose a lot. This Phoenix has now takes 19 attacks. Oh, sorry, that's after. No, yeah, just 19 attacks to destroy. Even with the CM with plus 250 attack speed, she's going to be wanting to use her ulti. She's not going to be able to focus it. It's going to be just down on the Mirana. If they can control the Mirana at the beginning of the fight, I think the fight is in their hands.
Yeah, a good a good scythe onto that Mirana. If the Phoenix can dive onto her scythe and then immediately egg.
Mm-hmm. There's only a 6-second BKB on Mirana as well, so if she BKBs forwards, all you need to do is kite her. You've got the Skadi, you've got the tombstone. I think the slow goes through.
As far as I'm aware, the Phoenix.
Pierce spell immunity, yes. Yeah. You've got all this massive amount of slow. The only thing you've got to worry about is a leap, and she doesn't even choose at the moment. So, fingers crossed you're going to be able to get your big ulti off. However, Invoker has also picked up a Scythify.
Well, they're looking to pick one up on the Jakiro.
What about? Sorry about Jakiro?
They're picking a scythe up on the Jakiro.
A lot of scythes coming out, and this could be really dangerous now with the scythe coming out on the Invoker. The Medusa has been using a BKB in every single fight. She's only down to 5 seconds now. So the same thing that I was saying about being able to just kite the core applies to the Medusa here. Medusa has fairly high movement speed, but Mirana has that Skadi. They have the Crystal Nova from CM. This could go either way. It's completely about if they manage to lock down the Mirana or the Medusa in the fight.
Yeah, it looks like the Undying on the internet and his building has gone down completely, so he's having to hotspot his phone into play.
Oh god, that's rough and expensive.
Well, you know what? It doesn't actually use that much data.
No.
I've done it a few times when my internet's died and I've had to play, but yeah, you can actually do it. And if you're on 4G, it's actually relatively stable as well.
Yeah, I know Steve's done it before, but I've never considered doing it myself.
But doesn't Steve live in Wales?
He does.
Didn't
so we
think
don't
they
have
had
internet.
mobile internet in Wales.
You know, it's like a Great Britain thing. When they were doing one part of the country, they had to do the rest. So we kind of got hand-me-downed it. All good. Well, he's not back in yet, so presumably not.
And
no, I'm hoping he can get back in without problem.
I don't know if you've seen just taking a quick look at the net worth swing, but
yeah,
it was at one point nearly 5k up at Trent, and it's gone all the way back down to Leicester now as well. So
like a 1k back to Leicester. Yeah, this is rough. They had it for a bit, but then they pushed out and they took those bad fights and they got pushed straight back onto the back foot.
I'm just taking a look. I've not actually noticed this, but the win percentage has actually been on Trent's favour the whole game.
Maybe the draft. Maybe Dota Buff is saying their draft was better. I think we agreed that we preferred their draft.
Yeah. But it is going back down towards Leicester at the minute. But this team fight, I think, will decide a lot. If Trent can come out of this even, they're very happy.
The thing is, if they lose this badly, they lose 2 racks at least.
Yeah.
The melee and one main, maybe 3, and maybe even the throne if they lose this badly. They do have buyback on Medusa. They do have buyback on Drow. At least they will by the time the Drow dies.
Yeah. 20 seconds left.
Yeah. So depends. None of Leicester have BTs. So if they do die and buy back, it'll be quite a long walk in. So that is a benefit for them. But as I said earlier, even if they do win this fight handedly, Trent, they can't push out.
Yeah.
Because for the last 3 minutes, the Leicester was split across the map, just forcing them in, and Trent didn't move out against them. They knew they were separated, but still didn't go. They were, more worried for, if they went one way, they'd lose a Rax or something. But I think it might have been worth that sacrifice. Lose your melee Rax bot, or go push bot and try and do that, just to make use of that space, and try and push out. Because they're just being choked out at the moment. There's nowhere they could push, happily.
So we've got to ask the important question, Steve. Steve, are you going to admit to having sung "Let It Go"? Because you don't get a keyring without it.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to. And I mean, if you want to send us a voice clip, we definitely won't play it on stream.
Promise. I promise I won't.
Promise. From our bottoms of our hearts.
You've got me on record saying it and everything.
Oh, how are you guys feeling in chat? Sorry for the long wait, guys. Hopefully, internet will start working.
Yeah,
you know.
he said he's swapping to his phone hotspot, so with a bit of luck, he'll be back relatively soon.
Yeah, that'll be nice. You guys enjoying yourself? Who have we got so far? Who's won?
So from the first game we had, well, if Maury hadn't won one for boom headshot, I think the number of different variations on on not saying let it go would definitely be a justification this time. If Steve's willing to admit that he sang let it go, he can have a keyring because he's let it go'd. Mr. Pedro Mendes would be winning another one if he hadn't already won one. So we've got 3 to give out.
There we are.
The other thing I need to see is I've got a couple of people in that chat who have not subscribed. Is that Marvel 2? I'm pretty sure that's
followed.
That's Baden. I want to see some more. I want to see some follows. I need to see the follows.
Yeah, get him in here. We can get him. We can get Stu affiliated, and then you can have pretty pictures to spam your friends.
You can have
and spam in chat when Anthony dies as opposed to Goblin.
Custom emotes. That's what you can have.
You can like the Medusa here too.
Yeah. I've got to see your custom emotes. Looks like we're going to go
live
live
again.
back in.
So as we were saying, this game, well, this fight here really, really comes down to the correct kind of initiation onto the first position course. The first positions have just gotten so big.
And yeah, it looks like that. Looks like Leicester are drawing out. They just want to move around from bot. They're not gonna force the issue. They're gonna back up. Look how far Tiny's gone.
Yeah, they're worried. They've given Trent enough time to gather their thoughts and get ready for the defense. But they can't stall out for a Roche. They've already got the Aegis. This is the best time for them to fight. They have a choice. They can either try and choke them out, and remember they're up against a Medusa Drow, which is a harder carry than a Mirana Invoker.
Definitely.
The only benefit they'll have is they could possibly burn out some more of Trent's BKBs, but is that a worthwhile trade for
for waiting longer on the Medusa's farm?
Yeah. I think it's well, I don't think you'll find much more coming out from the Medusa. She's going to get Satanic now. She'll probably then get a Moonshot. Yeah, there's a fair bit. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her replace her face boots with a Butterfly, even though the
Mirana's got a high ground. In comes the Cataclysm, big lift.
Burst,
Here, the BKBs go down. The Undying gets bursted. Out comes the Medusa ult. Brings the Mirana. Aegis down,
and
but
as soon as
Drow
Mirana
is ready,
goes down, the stun comes out.
Here comes the damage. Great egg stun, and a huge team fight win for Trent.
Fantastic, and it was just that. Is they went in, they didn't kill the Medusa. They dealt with the Drow, but who cares? This Drow's
Oh, they're going to
having a hard
Shaker
time.
out. They're going to ping him, but they're not quite going to find him. But still,
not going to catch him. Haven't got enough chase.
Yeah, it's 3 for 1. They lose the Undying, which means 2 tombstones for the zombies to contend with.
The Drow did get burst down in the first few seconds of the fight as well and brought back.
Oh, is that a buyback on the Drow?
Yeah, buyback on
yeah,
Drow.
okay.
So it was a 2 for 3, but it was still a very, very good trade. And as we saw, it was the fact that the Mirana died before the Medusa, and you think, oh no, he has the Aegis. It's not the end of the world. But in this, the Phoenix, as you said, is a seriously veteran Phoenix player, and seriously good. As soon as he saw the Mirana die,
TP the
he
Drow
said,
in, and they're going to catch
what's
the
gonna deal
Earthshaker
with
out. In comes the Hex. They're going to try and Tornado. The Tornado misses everyone, and now the Medusa's damage can come in on the Invoker. Doesn't quite kill him.
Did you see how much damage the Medusa did to that Invoker? So much, in 3 hits, taking him down from 2,000 to 1,500 to 500 health.
You've got to subscribe, Marvel 2. Baden, you need to subscribe. We've got to get to 50 if we want to get a custom emote. You need to subscribe or follow, or
Yeah, follow on Twitch, but I'm sure Stu wouldn't mind if you subscribed on
subscribe. What
on
is
YouTube
what
too.
is the Medusa put down a quarterstaff there?
Go
Doesn't
give him
have
too
the
many items
space.
and the quarterstaff gets destroyed.
Oh!
So she had a full slot and then she disassembled her Mask of Madness to get the Morbid Mask, and then couldn't unlock it for combining before the CM managed to deny the quarterstaff. But with the Mirana with 8,500 gold in the pocket, I don't think she's worried about selling that 400 gold quarterstaff. Ooh, Moonshard comes straight out on the Medusa, still holding 4k, so she can have a buyback.
She just runs away in time, because if she had stayed 5 seconds longer, she'd have been spotted out, and now she's in danger because the illusions have spotted her, but I don't think they can rotate quickly enough.
Have you seen what Earthshaker's got?
Is it an Aghanims?
It may be an
It's an
Aghanims.
Aghanims. We've got the leaping.
So we got the slam jam, the space jam.
Baby, it's cold outside. Oh, Maury, keep them coming up. These are just absolutely.
God, look at this Drow's
fantastic.
movement speed. Holy crap.
That is Agi at its finest.
Yeah, running around Shadowblade at 550 movement speed. Like, wow. High Agi heroes, eh? Oh, but Drow once again just by
Stand
herself
outside,
farming forwards.
Don't get caught, because
And
he's
here
going.
they come.
He's going to
Here
slam
comes
you.
the slam. Ooh, they smoke up as well. They're pushing out. Do they have detection on the Phoenix up front? They don't, so this could be really bad. They're smoking forwards with no detection. They do have a gem on the Jakira. But Jakira wasn't leading that
long range
fight there.
Fisher misses.
Yeah. So both heroes, smoking up, doing their best, trying to catch each other off.
Huge wave top if Trent can win a fight here. They've got the EMP onto the
BKB
Medusa.
here. Doesn't BKB, gets hit by the EMP.
In comes the Medusa roll. She lets
Immediately
it go.
buying
So
back
much
on the
damage from
Jakira.
the Medusa. In comes the egg. She'll
She's on
burst the
Tiny.
Tiny down. Gems on the deck.
So much damage.
Radiant's top tower.
But if they TP the Drow top now, that wave
Yeah.
is huge.
Drow, you need to go. This is
This
you're
is
the
your
perfect
time.
They're running back. They're doing the best. None of them have TPs. Where are you, Drow?
Oh,
You're the hero we need.
Bullseye.
And no, they're back.
Oh, he's already following. Well, I apologise for not appreciating my followers.
Yeah, come on, Stu. Shape up. Take us out for dinner first. Come on.
Oh, I know. I'm awful.
We're so forward. So that was a perfect example of how they have to play Trent. They had the Medusa on the front line, and the Drow just stood high ground and attacked. The Drow seeing the smoke plume from the smoke, trying to work out where they are.
Spots it out, but then the Mirana ult goes over the top of the smoke.
Yeah. Tiny
So if the
not caught in
Earthshaker's
the.
Nah, he doesn't want to go for it.
Yeah, they're backing off. They know there was a smoke. They know that the Tiny's just brought back. They're a bit worried. Roche will be up in. Wow, he's going to be pretty quick.
Yeah, it could be up in the
that's
next 30 seconds.
Yep. Maybe they'll
Doesn't
try
get
and
checked
send
though.
something.
They don't check it.
No.
But
Here
the
comes
Evoker
the
does.
Sunstrike to see. Trying to check to see if they backed out into Roche. I'm surprised to see Drow not sending any illusion or anything with the Manta. But again, Trent's leaving the Drow. The Drow's just off by himself. They've just given complete map control back to Leicester. They just had a big fight. They're now 6k ahead, and they're backing off back into their little cubbyhole.
Yeah.
And Invoker's gone.
God, this Drow is retarded. It's probably a little bit too much. I don't know if retarded is the word. Bold.
He's
I'd
like,
use the word bold.
He's like a meal level Drow. I think he's just not used to playing Drow. I feel like he plays a lot of well, he's playing in the mid position, so presumably he plays a lot more of escape heavy heroes, people with a lot more control and survivability against ganks. Because when we usually play Drow on Raptor attack, we usually run him as a first position. We do run him as a second position, but we usually sack him completely if she has a bad lane.
Yeah.
We just go, screw it. She can sit back and farm, and we're just getting her agi, just giving her damage for our
let's
core.
abuse the extra damage.
Core pick, which is usually like an Invoker or a TA or something like that.
Well, you talk about slow siege. This is the slowest siege I've ever seen. From
Yeah,
Trent.
and you're slow sieging into a Medusa who has 37,000 net worth, has every item she could possibly ever want. I imagine she's going to 7th item as, maybe a butterfly for the movement speed. Drop her boots, put a butterfly in. maybe get a 7th item refresher and her own courier to carry it. Who knows?
Buying yourself a courier.
That's how we used to do it before we were given rucksacks.
Ultimate luxury.
Yeah.
Of course,
We used to have to pay good hard money for TPs. They weren't these cheap things, and we had to get our own couriers as opposed to rucksacks and stuff like that. Roche is up. They have spotted it. They dunk straight onto him. I don't think this Earthshaker knows he can alt-click his his enchant totem to stop him from jumping, but maybe he's just enjoying himself.
Yeah, maybe he wants to dunk Gary.
But Trent doesn't know this. They're sitting waiting for something to happen. They can see the lanes are pushed out. They can see that they're not being sieged in on, but they don't know Roche is happening. Surely, guys, and you should feel like you're ahead. In the last 3 minutes, with them sitting in base, literally doing nothing, they've lost their 6k lead. There's been a 6k swing in the last 3 minutes just because they ran back and hid in their base when they had control of the full map. I know, so sad, Steve. We hate it when shrines die. So now there's another Aegis on Rhymer, and you're put in the same you're put in the same position that you were put in a minute ago, and Trent hasn't been able to update their items. Mirana's about to get a Daedalus, she's getting bigger, more powerful. Whereas Trent are in the same point. They might just be able to win this fight again, but it's getting more and more difficult for them to keep up with these defenses.
Well, they do now have two sides. One on the Jakiro, one on the Phoenix.
Yeah, that's going to be really, really crucial, and especially now that everyone is just on 5-second BKBs, apart from CM.
Yeah, I think CM's is slightly longer.
CM's is on 8.
Yeah.
Tiny hasn't gone 1. Medusa's is definitely 5. Drow's is on 8 as well.
Okay, so at least the Drow has that option if she can stay alive and not get caught out. But
yeah, I think with Drow, it's much more about positioning than the survivability items. She's dying because she's out of position, not because she, doesn't have her manta, doesn't have her force staff, this and that. She just gets destroyed beginning of the fight by the Tiny.
And for all our complaints about poor positioning, when she's in the right position, getting these fights, getting
fantastic
the job
damage.
done.
And
yeah.
More than that, she's doing so much damage to the Medusa. She's giving 127 damage to the Medusa for being alive.
So yeah, we might complain that the positioning's wrong, but when the Drow is in the fight, the work is getting done. So
when she's at the fight and at the back and alive is the most important thing. It's so much damage. There are buybacks, as far as I'm aware, on all of the heroes. Let me check. So
everyone, so none of the Tiny.
All of the cores have buyback. The Mirana, the Invoker, the Drow, the Medusa, and the Phoenix all have buybacks. There's all of the supports in the games don't have buyback. I think Earthshaker's about to get his back up.
Yeah, Earthshaker's got 16 seconds. Tiny's still got 3 minutes on his though.
And Undying is 200 gold off, so he may get that during
That's
the
a
fight.
Blink Drow.
Interesting.
Maybe
Maybe
an
again.
arrow.
Oh, that was a long time knowing. Wander forwards with the Earthshaker.
And
Silly
you
little
can't afford to
mistake.
do that, and they've got him in vision. Out comes the scythe. They're going to get the Tiny. They're going to get the CM. Buys back.
With the
immediately
split
buys
shot
back.
on the Medusa, the CM goes forwards to try and deal with the Tombstone with her attack speed. And
It's a
just,
long dive
just
from the
by
Phoenix.
not
He gets
even-
caught. Drops the egg. Can he burn the Earthshaker down? He can. And there's a gem on the deck.
Invoker's going back for it. Grabs it and runs off. Yeah.
Travels on the Phoenix now.
With the CM moving forwards to try and deal with that Tombstone in the fight, just from incidental damage from the split shot, she nearly completely just dies in like 2 hits to the Medusa.
Ouch.
Just
And
so
still,
much damage.
2 minutes
Plus
left on
130 damage.
the buyback for the Tiny.
There is still an Aegis and a Rapier. Rapier picked up on Mirana.
Ouch.
This is all in. She's going Daedalus, Rapier. She really wants this damage.
Has got rid of the Diff Blade though.
If you get that on a Medusa, I'm telling you, it's a lot scarier than if it's on a Mirana.
Yeah, and the Invoker is out, and the Mirana is going to die. It managed to BKB leap away.
Rapier, but she does take so much
Echo
damage. And
Slam, does he have the damage? Can't follow it up. In comes the Tornado, catches 1, catches 2.
leaps out towards the Medusa, but Medusa just sits there and BKBs.
And they've got the Tombstone to fight behind. They can just take the racks. Phoenix have
A few right.
brought back and TP's in. Out comes the arrow, misses completely. They've pinned them in their
fissure
base.
to lock him in. This could be bad. The mischance onto the Tombstone. Ooh, this could be bad. Look at the damage. That's not a lot
Oh,
of
in
damage
comes
with the rapier.
They're going to trade sides.
Oh, the Cataclysm
It's a
being
double
big. That's a
Cataclysm. They
refreshing
catch big stuns on the Medusa. In comes the fight. She drops.
Blade onto
Oh, they're going to
Oh,
burst
no.
her.
Ooh, that is rough. And the Drows run all the way home.
We have buyback on the Medusa, buyback on the Mirana, buyback on the Drow. Everyone else's is down.
This could be good. They have managed to push in some of their lanes. So if this fight goes well, they could really, really turn this and take this into a victory, this fight, Trent. So this game comes down to this last fight. If they die off their buybacks here, they just lose the game. But if they win, they're poised to take victory.
He's leaping forward so much.
Yeah, I think this Shaker doesn't know he can ult clickers.
And here comes the Mew.
Or he just really, really likes jumping.
Shadows, take us.
And Drow with an Aeon Disc now.
Aeon Disc. I
Dire's
mean,
middle
not the kind of
tower
item I'd go for, but if it's what you want, it's what you want.
It's a Gary Fine item, as Steve has pointed out in the chat.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
playing
no,
like
that
Gary.
was-
I'm
that
Gary
was early
Fine's
when I-
Plat.
When I was saying that Drow was playing like me, it's like, I'm fine, massively out of position and just get steamrolled.
We lose the Tiny. And this one now going on to the 66th minute. Where
And his PC's crashed. And remember that there are people here using mobile data to run their game. So not only is this costing them time, it's now costing them money.
Ouch. Poor guy. Someone send him some money to to cover his mobile bill.
It's going to go up and up the more we're waiting.
This is why we need to make it to affiliate, because we need to raise money for Zarlok's mobile bill.
So they've Mirana's finally slotted the Chrysalis. She hasn't sold the diffusal yet. She might just put it in put it to replace her divine when she gets when she dies.
And this is the thing. I actually think that the amount of effective damage that diffusal does to Medusa, I'm not 100% sure that the
50 damage per hit plus 70.
but you see, it's 50 mana damage per hit onto the Medusa. But you got to consider that Medusa defends 2.5 like health for every mana.
Yeah. So it multiplies.
So it's actually you're actually
it's
looking
doing
at
like
200
an extra 200 damage just for
Yeah.
diffusal.
plus the damage that diffusal brings. I actually think that the rapier doesn't give that much more damage onto the
Yeah,
Medusa.
because diffusal, the burn isn't reduced by resistances, whereas the physical is, and Medusa currently has something I'm imagining like 40% resistance. 57% physical resistance. So actually, it does way more to have the diffusal than a rapier, mathematically,
But let's not,
against the Medusa.
yeah, but that is only against the Medusa.
But every fight, she's been jumping in and literally like two-shotting the Drow anyway. That's why Drow's gone Aeon Disc. You know, she's so scared of just being blown up at the beginning of the fight. She needs to last to get her passive out and shed throughout the team fight. Trent is so scared. Once again, they're just sitting in base
It's
waiting.
really defensive.
I feel like if they played aggressively,
Going into hiding.
especially in that period of about 5 minutes when Leicester was split across the map, they had two people in bot, two people in top, and one person in mid. They could have easily picked off some people then if they just hadn't played so defensively.
But I guess it's working for Trent. Like I said, they've taken a lane of racks, which they didn't have before. So at
Yeah.
least they've got the luxury of knowing that mid's going to push itself out slightly. But
Yeah, so they're not super pressured. But even now, Leicester's just pushing back in the lanes. As I said, after that push, Trent had the lanes pushed out in their favour. So if they had fought mid like there and then, it would have been a really good fight. But seeing that, Leicester's making sure they're pushing back in all the lanes before they invest into any high ground offense.
we're one hero short of a full 25 level 25 game.
We're coming up on 70 minutes, guys.
That's the Undying who's short. And what does he get? He gets reincarnation on the Undying.
Wow. That's... Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good as abilities go. But also 2-second decay
Also good.
duration is or cooldown is like seriously good as well.
And yeah, Steve
Although
just
in
I'll say Steve's just firing us out a factgasm there. We've got the longest new record for the longest Dota game is over 5 hours, and he's not watching for 5 hours.
40 rapiers in that game, though. Man.
Regeneration.
So the rapier is still in the hands of Marana, but she doesn't have a Aegis to defend anymore. She's going back for Bloodthorn. She's given up on going Desolator and decided she's going to turn the Chrysalis into a Bloodthorn. It's a fairly good choice, seeing as everyone's running super low on their BKBs, but I'm not quite sure what she's going to gain from it. There aren't any real key silence targets apart from the Phoenix, and I would have thought that the sheepsticks you own are probably enough to solve that in the first place. I think I'd rather see the Desolator and then the Moonshard instead of going straight Bloodthorn. Oh man, that damage with DD on Marana.
Oh dear. What is that?
She is hitting
591
for
bonus
800 damage. Oh, sorry, 730 damage. But if she's Alacrity, that'll easily go up to 900. That is some serious right-click DPS there. And let's look at the health on the on Trent. So the Marana can, with this DD, can 3-shot any of Jakiro, Drow, Medusa if she doesn't have a spell shield on. Yeah, she can one-shot everyone except for Phoenix. Or 3-shot everyone except for Phoenix with just pure right clicks.
Oh dear.
That's a lot of
Do not
DPS.
get caught by the Marana.
Yeah. If you get caught out with this Marana, you
Drow. Oh.
That's why you went Blink. Needs that survivability. As I said, I'm imagining he's used to these kind of heroes that have more survivabilities, these kind of Blink abilities, which is why he supplemented the hero by picking up a Blink. Ooh, just queuing up Satanic on the Drow now. Hopefully trying to increase the survivability.
Undying has just made it to 25 and takes the reincarnation. We are there. It's a full 25-person game.
Full 25. We made it. This Drow, I'm surprised she's going Satanic after going Aeon Disc. You would have thought you'd go one or the other.
The only thing I can say is, well, she's surely got to replace the Aeon Disc with the Satanic, because I wouldn't have thought you'd replace any of your other
instead
items.
of boots. Because she's got plus a ton of agi, which can count for movement speed.
Yeah, I mean, at one point you just sack it off and you just build 6 butterflies and you just say, you know what, I want my Medusa to do all of the right clicking.
Yeah, I would much rather see the Satanic and instead of the Aeon Disc, get a Skadi or something. You know, get that survivability, that just tank up. You know, a Skadi and a Satanic, you're gonna have like 3.5k health, and because you've got a bajillion armor, you have 70% physical resist.
And then you're not so worried about the rapier. You know, you're still worried about a rapier, but you're not quite as worried about a rapier.
Yeah, as you said, I think you might be right in saying that the diffusal blade is. Oh my god, Marana now slotting her BKB into her backpack as well, so she can get the the Aegis. Now has Boots of Travel, BKB, and a Diffusal Blade in her backpack.
And so we're talking 9-slotted, basically.
Yeah, you can definitely tell this is a late game. Earthshaker nearly getting caught out with the Enchant Totem jump.
So, are we on buybacks for everyone? No, so we've got no buyback on the Phoenix, no buyback on the Earthshaker, none on the Undying or the Jakiro.
The big on the Medusa.
Yeah. Invoker gets his back in 15 seconds, but he's still 900 gold short. And like you say, more importantly, 1 minute 30 on the Medusa. So if Leicester are going to do it, they need to do it now.
Medusa will have the money to buy back though, if she needs to, in a minute and a half. So hopefully they can just stall out for the next minute. But I'm not sure the level of the communication. But the Invoker. 73 minutes into the game, level 25 with every item he could possibly want is farming jungle. Whilst his team is trying to push high ground.
Do you need to be doing that, mate? Are you...
Interesting choice here. What could you possibly want? Is he farming buyback? He's 500 gold off buyback. That's understandable, but there are camps closer to your team.
Farm the enemy's jungle. They're not coming out for it.
Yeah, so that minute we were hoping for the Medusa, it seems like it's going to be handed to them by the Invoker.
Yeah, she's got 43 seconds left on it now.
500 gold. This is one of those facepalm moments where you've been in a long game. People are clearly getting running to the end of their durability, their sanity. How's the goal permit GPM looking? 700 GPM on the first positions. Pretty impressive. In a game this long.
Yeah, I was going to say, good to keep that up for this late as well. And they're pinging out the Earthshaker, who's a bit further in. I don't think Trent has seen him.
Do they know? Is Phoenix going to Icarus dive? Probably not. Come on, scout it out. The problem is, if Phoenix Icarus dives and then it gets caught or avalanched or anything, he's just dead.
I don't know if the Drow saw that. He's going to get away now, surely.
Bouncing away. He also has blink. He's just playing around the Earthshaker. If he got caught by a gust or something, he would have just blinked out. Invoker still farming.
Yeah, I mean he's got that buyback now. I'm pretty sure. So I don't know what he's farming for now.
He's now got 1,000 gold too much. He's gonna wait. He's gonna farm here for a minute and then go for the runes.
The only buyback we don't have left is on the Undying, who reincarnates anyway.
Yeah, he's had a hard game, but that's an Undying. He's not a late game hero. He wins you the lanes, and then hopefully you've won by that point.
Successive number of Aegises. Is it Aegises? What is the plural term for Aegis? I don't know why I'm questioning Maury. Maury will probably know that better than I do, what the plural term of Aegises is, so I'm going to trust that it is Aegises.
I'm not sure. Might just be Aegis with an apostrophe after the S.
It could well be. This is the thing. If I was going to ask someone,
it could literally just be Aegis without anything.
I'll say if I was going to ask someone, it probably would be Maury. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that we're coming down to the final fight. The Invoker has finally made his way to the team, but alas, the CM is getting ruined. But she's also buying herself a heart. So bloody hell.
Okay, so
Is she going to sell a Ghost Scepter so she can... I actually think that's bad. The Ghost Scepter has been the only thing that's kept her alive in fights.
Yeah, because the Medusa will just burst you.
She gets like 3 shot. Oh my god. Because of how far Trent has been pushed into the hole, there's now a 26k lead to Leicester.
26k?
That's what my screen's telling me.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Purely due to the fact that they're just sitting in their base. It's this late in the game and they're not farming. That just snuck up on me. It's been there for the last 10 minutes apparently, but oh my god. In a period of 3 minutes, they went up 20k. This is looking scary now. Thankfully, people are getting 6 slotted, so it's getting to the point where, it's just down to your picks and individual play. Another Sheepstick's coming out on Earthshaker. The Butterfly's coming out on the Marana. CM is going BTs. Invoker has so many refreshers. Invoker has triple Cataclysm.
Oh dear.
That is going to hurt.
Let's see if I can find out from Hench what the record is for the longest game is. Let's have a look. I'll message Hench. Here we go.
I've got a feeling that this is one of those games that's going to end in an instant. And unfortunately, I'm not sure Trent's in the best position to do that at the moment. They've really been falling further and further back.
And it's the real place it's noticeable is on the POS 5. So you look at, well, I mean, I don't know the Jakiro is not really the POS 5 anymore because of how far the Undying's fallen back. The Jakiro is actually picking up a blade now.
Wow. Presumably against the Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Because he just loses all his health immediately at the beginning of the fight and he wants to at least do something with that, damage.
But you look at the Undying, Mech, Arcanes, Vanguard, Hood, Blade Mail. That is poor at 75 minutes. You look at the...
Yeah, that is seriously poor. And compare him to the CM, and you just see it right there.
Yeah.
CM has a heart and
Ags.
axe BKB, and he has a blade mail and a mech he's had since 20 minutes.
There we go. We go to our linguistics expert. The plural is Aegises, or very rarely Aegides, except nobody uses that second one anymore.
Well, I do now, so, you know, get off my Aegides. Sounds like a group of islands. Or the Hebrides.
Oh, where are you off on your summer holidays? Oh, yeah, I'm just going out to the Aegides.
Yeah, you know.
Next
Here they've
goal
got
wins.
lovely cuisine over there. But the service takes ages.
Oh, groan. Active groan. Gary, that is poor. Please don't do that again.
No, see, I think this could become a bit, you know, like shitty puns, dad jokes from not a father.
1v1 mid. Here we go. They're going to start again. We'll probably have another 20 minutes of this.
Yeah, it's at this point they decide they want a rematch. You know,
Remake.
this game isn't valid. They redo it. Yeah.
Turns out it was a glitch, and then someone stomps it in 14 minutes. 40-minute win.
Yeah. Just draw strat again, and they win in 10 minutes. Ooh, Undying though, he is 1,200 gold off his Guardian Greaves. Oh man, he only has 1,000 gold buyback compared to the Medusa's something like 6,000.
That's unreal. And the drow is smoked, but I don't know where she's going with it.
Invisibility.
Yep, just, and it's so bizarre. Smoked and then stood on top of the Medusa. So if there's any initiation onto Medusa, the drow just dies.
Double damage.
Yeah. Oh, I think she was trying to sneak the courier to get the satanic. Yeah, there's a Reaver on the courier sneaking past there.
Oh,
Back
and
into the. There we are.
Kira
There's
Yules
the
dodges the
satanic.
cataclysm.
And she puts it in her backpack.
And Aegis reclaimed them on the Marana. So.
Nice.
And
But there's still nearly a 30k lead to Leicester at the moment.
is this an E-blade on the Marana, or is that going to be a butterfly? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit late
she
for an
picked
E-blade, I think.
Honestly, I think MKB might be more useful than Butterfly.
How much more can you speed your attack up?
It's definitely more damage on the MKB.
Sold the MKB.
Gone Moonshard as
Well.
well.
The Moonshard, yeah, and puts the butterfly back.
Yep. But man, look at her damage. It is ridiculous.
Invisibility.
Yeah, this is going to be another one of those fights where if the Marana dies before the Medusa, that's that.
Yeah.
However, with such a gold advantage, I feel like any of the cores on Leicester could easily like.
Oh, Medusa's walked into an arrow.
Oh, this could be bad. And they pause.
Oh, it's a puppy
Oh,
pause.
no. He's run out of money, guys. It's all over.
Oh, we've lost Drow. We've lost Undying.
Uh-huh. I don't know why they're complaining. They're not in a position to do it.
Caught your arrow. How long is left on that stun? Will it show it? Oh, it won't show it. But I think that, max range stun is 5 seconds. So that's got to be about 3 seconds left on that.
So, if they go in now, as soon as they unpause, Leicester runs towards Trent and jumps in, which is probably their best bet, and it's probably what they should be focusing on now. They can run in, they can jump. If someone force staffs the Tiny, they can toss an avalanche nuke the Medusa into a hex. So they can control the Medusa. The problem with that is they've got the Undying on the back line to counter it.
Yeah.
He can just drop his tombstone and just take massive stacks of decay.
He can now do 3 tombstones. One that he can drop, one when he dies and respawns, and then the
one when he
third
dies
one when he
again.
dies again.
Man, that is ridiculous. I mean, this could be it, guys. As soon as they're back, this could be the fight to end all fights. This could be the end, but Leicester has to die back, die again. and Trent needs to push out all the lanes, so it's really not looking good at the moment. What's the Dota buff saying? I'm imagining it's in favour of Leicester at the moment.
It is. You know what? It's almost bang on in the middle.
Yeah.
It's very slightly
Ooh.
favouring Trent. 53 for Trent, 47 for Leicester.
And I think that is down to the heroes. Even with a 30k advantage to Leicester, Dota buff still thinks, or Dota Plus thinks there's still still hope.
And they immediately ice path onto the Medusa to make sure that no one
Yeah.
jumps in.
And I like how the Drow backs off to the back line.
Why are you going so far forward, Medusa?
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen them pick up something like a Lotus Orb or anything.
I mean, I don't think the sports have enough money to do it. I mean,
No. Also, it would only really help against the toss, I suppose. The toss, the frostbite, and any of the targeted invoker spells. I'm just trying to think of a Photic Shield, kind of
yeah, it doesn't purge stun. Lotus doesn't purge
No.
stuns in the same way, unfortunately.
kind of effect. Can't use allies. You can force staff them, I suppose, but. Oh, here it comes, guys. The final fight.
Oh,
And again, they've split up Leicester. They're doing the same
I
thing
don't
where
think
they've
this is
split
the
up.
final fight.
No, all these different lanes. And if Trent was to go all in on one of these, they could easily take it. Oh, this Tiny. Is he going to jump on the Medusa? Something I've noticed with this Tiny that you would expect to see on a higher level Tiny is he hasn't done any jump.
They've tried to
cross
catch out
maps.
the Earthshaker and they're not going to get him. He's going to invis away, gets the Yules.
No, they're
They've
just
used
leaving it. But
Tombstone.
that is Tombstone down.
Has
Yeah.
fallen.
They lose top
And
tower
just
for
in
it.
that time alone, the damage from the Tiny just annihilates the tower. All tier 3 towers are down for Trent now.
And they know that there's going to be no detection on that top because the tower's gone down. And Jakiro is not feeling brave enough to go and put that sentry out. Doesn't catch the Tiny. And they
Did
get
you
a
see how
Rax.
quick that Rax fell? So quick.
What's the damage bonus? So, oh, it's tree growth thrown out that gives him the bonus. How did he get the bonus?
Damage versus structures, I'm not sure. Because he's only hitting for 400 plus, the negative armor from assault, but still that should only be like 400, like actually 400 damage per hit.
Yeah,
But they only have, 1200 HP, so that's a third of a barracks in one hit.
true.
It's just that late game when everyone's doing this kind of damage.
So it's actually only 3 hits from the Tiny.
Yeah,
That
for a
would
range
lie.
Rax and 5 for a melee. And I think this is where Trent might lose it. If they slowly just get Zerg down, picked away at. They can defend against Megas pretty easily, but whether they'll be able to defend with Megas and
And they've got to
enemy,
get out
team.
as well. This is the thing. They've got to get out, and they just. and
They're
then-
now 30k down.
I thought the Medusa was going to take another. I thought
They
the
lost the courier whilst trying to send it out to the secret shop. What were they trying to buy? Moon shards on the Medusa, presumably buying them for everyone else.
Yeah, when you've got 16k gold, you might as well.
Yeah, like
And eventually,
Yeah,
someone's
that's-
going to get picked off.
Take us.
Eventually, someone's got to.
oh hang on, Medusa didn't take triple arrow. What the hell?
Triple arrow.
Something wrong with her.
What do you mean?
Yeah, her level 25
oh,
trait.
oh,
is
oh, Marana,
take 3
sorry,
arrows.
Marana. Oh.
Sorry, the Marana.
Here comes the fight, though.
she's
They're going to
instead-
jump in for the Medusa, the Tiny getting hit. In comes the
Tiny
Cataclysm.
again going
The
balls
Tiny's
deep,
really
and
far
this
forward. He's going to
triple
go on the Medusa.
Cataclysm.
It's not enough to
So
kill the
much
Medusa,
damage.
though. A great
Echo Slam coming
Slam.
in, but they
it's not enough to
immediately
kill
get
anyone.
burned.
And the Marana. Oh, it's not the Marana, it's the CM. Oh, I
The
thought it was
Phoenix.
the CM
Did
down.
you see how low the Phoenix's
Here
health
comes the
was?
CM. That's a bad idea, CM. Down goes the Rapier.
Buybacks, that's
More than 2
dieback on
kills,
CM.
But less than 4 kills.
She bought back, she went straight back
Who
in and
has the
just
rapier?
melted. Gem on the floor.
Drow has the Rapier.
Rapier. I'm not too upset at some Drow. Did you see how close the Phoenix was to dying?
Yeah. That just to be positioned just safe.
Just managed to get off the sun in the last second. The Phoenix is staying back to defend, and the rest are pushing out. Phoenix has BTs.
Invoker's brought back.
No, Phoenix is going straight in. This could be ballsy. The Phoenix now can't go back to defend. The Earthshaker's looking to see if he can push in the sides.
Marana
They're going to
still has the
lose both
buyback.
their. They're going to lose both their off lanes for this. If they can win this fight, they can just go throne. But this is going to be difficult for Trent. Come on, guys, you've got this.
Oh, it's a big
There's no
tornado. It
sun.
hits the Drow, it hits the Undying. They've caught the
There's
Invoker. They
no-
haven't quite caught the Invoker. They're going to go for Throne.
Going straight throne. Earthshaker's
Then comes the
trying to
fortified
take
Mirana's gonna
bottom
try and
melee
go,
racks.
doesn't have the
Look at
damage.
him go.
And between the Drow and the Medusa, I think they've got the damage to do this. They duck
Why
the
isn't
EMP.
Earthshaker coming
Medusa
up to
has
defend?
no mana.
Radiant's middle tower.
Earthshaker, you're not going to get
And
anything.
they're just going to go for the Throne. They're going to burst
They
it.
have a
They're going to try and
Rapier on a
burst the
Drow.
Phoenix out, but the
Drow just-
Phoenix survives.
Drow Aeon discs and just stands there.
Medusa's just
DKPs.
standing there and hitting the Throne.
This Drow, stop attacking people.
It's going to go
Attack
down.
the
It's going to
throne.
go down.
Dominating.
So much damage. GG. Fantastic game.
It had to end somehow.
Had to end somehow. It was just one of those, it could have gone either way. There was a 30k lead before that last fight, and then it shifted down to an 8k lead for Trent. There was a 40k shift in that.
An
in
hour
those
and
last, like,
25
3
minutes ends with a
We did it, guys.
40k gold shift.
We made it. We made it. Wow. They fought hard for that.
Yeah. I mean,
Really, really hard.
I mean,
I want
it's
to
just,
see the damage.
I can imagine the attitude in that Discord right now is pretty is one of relief.
Excited. Oh man. So now they still have the chance to go up to the champion bracket, correct?
Well, it'll be the challenger bracket, so it'll be the second tier bracket.
Okay. Well, that's still like super admirable.
Yeah, so that's the possibility to finish in the top 29.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And a seriously good showing. They pulled out some like pocket picks that they know well is the Medusa and the Drow. That's stuff they pick staply.
Yeah.
Same with the Phoenix.
They're very comfortable on the Medusa Drow combo. Like they've run it 2 or 3 times now, won every time on it. It's
The Drow this game was a bit flaky, but
yeah, some interesting choices of positions, but when in the fight, got it right, which is the important bit, really.
I think he learned because in his early fights he really, really struggled, and he was always right up at the front and got nuked as soon as the fight started, and would buy back and get picked off. But towards the end, he really seemed to get his positioning. Should have been farther back. Because Drow range is insane. You can outrange a tower. You can just Anywho, some great games.
Yeah, with some great games to watch. I will keep people updated on how Trent end up positioning and whether that does mean they're in the challenger bracket. I'm pretty sure it will mean they're in there, because that means they finish 5 and 3, which I think is good enough to get into the challenger bracket. But we will see how they get on. And they say there will still be games otherwise because they'll be in the Swiss, and even so they could still finish 29th or 30th there. So it could be a very high finish even so. I will message Pedro and I'll message Pedro and I'll get addresses to send out these keyrings to Maury. I'll give yours to you next time I see you, or however however I get a chance to get your keyring to you. But I'll make sure that everyone gets their keyrings. If you haven't already subscribed or followed, I think it's follow. I keep saying subscribe. Subscribe is one that costs money. If you haven't already followed, make sure you follow me. We're going to push to affiliate. We're going to get there. We're going to get custom emotes because that's what we want.
Yeah, and then you can all be part of his exclusive club.
Yeah. We can have
making fun of Trent no matter what day it is.
Challenger bracket, and it's based on tiebreakers. Oh, okay, so
we're going to be watching some tiebreaker matches, presumably next week.
I'm guessing so. I don't know. I'm gonna have a look at this chart, and I'll do a post about it, or I'll put a video up on the YouTube, because these will go up on YouTube overnight. I'll put a video.
I
up
don't
on
imagine
YouTube.
there'll be another game today.
No, definitely not tonight.
No.
But I'll put a video up on YouTube to explain how the bracket's going to work, or where they end up finishing. But I think it's going to be Drow in the Trent in the challenge bracket, and we'll see them try and push for say a top 13 finish possibly.
That's seriously high ranking. And, I mean, they've got to be proud. As I said, I think it was last week, like being able to say you're in the top 150 of Dota players in Britain, that's pretty... Or team Dota players in Britain.
Uni Dota players in Britain.
Yeah. To be fair, a majority of the Dota players out there are, students.
Probably
or that,
students, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got to be a pretty good feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will end it there, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure to cast those, and we'll see you next
Thank you
week.
for having me again.
No, wait, yeah, I think it's been an absolute pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and we'll see you guys next week for more Dota.
Yeah. Have a great night, guys.
Evening all.